everybody. Woo! So, what do you reckon then? 3 years in the making. London Calling 256. Pretty cool, hey? Can't believe I'm still doing it, to be honest. It's been a while. It's still a thing. And every time I try to sort of kind of pull away from it, people are saying, no, don't. It's still a thing. I think London Calling has kind of become a part of a lot of people's, I don't know, natural thing to be doing on a Friday. It's certainly the case for me anyway. And I think in all those years, I think we've kind of missed, or maybe I've missed anyway, maybe 4, maybe 5, 3 definitely through illness, 2 probably on holiday. But luckily, we always get the cover, or the people just jump in like the community should, and help out. And it's been a thing, and it's been a privilege as well, more than anything. In all honesty, folks, it really has. So yeah, onwards and upwards, as they say. 2025 is just literally on the horizon, and we're in this kind of grey area now, aren't we? Of the year, where if you don't have to work, you kind of sort of lose touch with what day of the week it is. I know I am anyway. I've got 1 day to work between now and the new year. That's the date before. That's New Year's Eve, really. So it's going to be a day of going through emails, that kind of thing, and teeing things up for the new year. I've certainly got a lot of new things that are going to be happening on the channel this year. And as of tomorrow, this all starts getting moved around. It really does. So I've kind of allocated 3 days to do it. On the back of Gaz doing his, that kind of took quite a while, I'm kind of allocating another 24 hours to get things done. So this time next week, things will kind of look a little bit different, and we'll be looking down that way, which is kind of where the city is, or the kind of starting of the city, Lagondon kind of Mark II. It's a thing. It will become a thing. Certainly a lot more of my content will be in and around Lego City stuff next year. So Lagondon will be a thing. I give you my word. And also as well, not forgetting, I'll be looking forward to Brickworld Chicago as well. So 2025 is going to be a humdinger. It really is. And honestly, folks, come February, when we're all going up to Manchester at Bricktastic, that is going to just happen so quick. It really is. So anyway, I hope you boys and girls out there and everyone in between had an absolute fabulous Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then I just hope you're enjoying a little bit of downtime with your family, because really that's kind of what it's all about. It really is. Tonight's survey asks, actually, would you like to see Lego have the license for the Star Trek IP? I know the reason I'm asking that is because we've got a couple of rumours kind of doing the rounds at the moment. One of those being that the Black Pearl is going to be coming back in 2025, and another one being that we're going to get an Icons take on Star Trek. I'm guessing it's going to be something like the Starship Enterprise or something like that. I just hope we get some minifigures as well, because I want some official Star Trek. I've been wanting Star Trek since the beginning of time that I've been in Lego. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting tonight to kind of take a look and see what's out there already. Blue Bricks do Star Trek, and I know that Nicole, who's going to be on the panel tonight, she certainly collects Blue Bricks as well. So let's take a look. Why not? And just see what we potentially could be getting in the future. I don't think it's going to be the near future. By what I'm hearing anyway, if it is kind of going to be a true thing, it will be later on next year. In fact, it'll be closer to 2026 than it will be 2025. But anyway, who knows? It's a rumor. It's an IP that we all kind of would like to have. At least I'm kind of thinking, I wonder what people would like to see. And so far, no's 22%, undecided 20%, and 59%. A lot of people have kind of said, can Star Trek kind of live with and alongside Star Wars? And I say, yeah, you got DC, you got Marvel, you got Monkey Kid, you got Ninjago. Kind of similar things, but kind of reflections on them as well. I'm definitely going to be interested to know what you boys and girls out there think about it. Playmobil definitely do Star Trek as well. And there's some humdinger sets of that out there as well. In fact, I think probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I actually bought the figs for it. And somewhere or other, there we go. I knew I had it around here somewhere. He's always behind me. And is William Shatner's Captain James T. Kirk. I love it. Really good post. One of my favourite Funko. I think it's probably the last one I bought, actually. Anyway, let's pop him back on the Route Master. So yeah, we'll take a little look at that. We're going to have a look at some new sets as well. We've got TJ that's going to be on tonight on the panel. We're going to be definitely be looking at some Ninjago stuff, that's for sure. And I thought I'm going to do tonight a little bit different because things tend to be a little bit more reflective, seeing as it's the last episode this year in 2024. So I thought, for everybody who's going to be on the panel tonight, and like always, folks, this involves you boys and girls out there as well in Chatland. I thought I'm going to give everybody, I've just picked 6 PMQs throughout that we've had this year. We've had one literally every week this year. And I thought I'd ask specific PMQs to specific people on the panel tonight. So you're going to see some PMQs from Brick Clicker tonight, from Liz, Ollie, aka Brick Askew, Cody, Matt Mellish, and more and more. Question is, who's going to get those questions? And there's nothing deep and meaningful or anything like that. And like always, folks, I want you boys and girls out there to join in as well. So it's going to be fun. It'll be a good reflective one tonight. It's certainly going to be interesting to know what a few peeps on the panel think about certain things. For example, the Tudor Corner. Be interesting to see what TJ thinks about that, and of course those new Ninjago sets. And we've got someone new on the panel tonight in the form of Zach, and I can't wait to get him on because I love the guy. I really, really do. Anyway, let's say hello to a few of you peeps that are out there at the moment, and then we'll get ourselves underway and get some of these panel members on, shall we? And like I say, folks, I hope you guys have had an absolutely brilliant Christmas. I really, really do. But anyway, let's take a look and see who's out there. We've got Chris out there saying, hey, everyone. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. Cool beard, by the way. We've got RS Spaceball out there as well saying hello. Good to see you out there as well. So we've got a few newbies out there in the chat tonight, which is lovely to see. Mayo Hosco's out there as well. I'm forever blowing bubbles. Are you a West Ham fan now all of a sudden, Mayo? We're doing all right, actually, at the moment. I don't think we're playing particularly well, mind you. We've got Jay Blinker out there as well. Good to see you, Mr. Jay Brinker. Good to see you, my friend. I hope all is good with you. I hope you had a fun Christmas as well. Andrew's out there as well. Andrew's actually sent me some pictures as well. We'll be looking at those a little bit later too. Brick Larrikin, all the way from Australia. Good evening, Greg, and the LBB friends. Blimey, what time is it out there where you are, my friends? Got to be coming up to 7 o'clock now, I guess. BKM Slam's out there as well. London calling must mean it's Friday. What even is time? That is true, actually. It is the thing. Cooperman's out there as well. Cooperman, are you getting excited for Superman in 2025? I know I sure am. Hence, got the shirt out again, folks. Literally got this the week that you could, the availability came online and got it straight away. And pretty good shirt, actually. Yeah, pretty good. We did thank you. Went by too fast. Yeah, that's the thing. It does go by quick. And honestly, folks, I'm going to be doing loads of work. It's all background work as well. So I'm not going to be making any videos, or maybe a couple. But they'll be kind of short in stature, that's for sure. We've got also KO's out there. London calling start around 5 minutes, 1 hour to start. There we go. That is a thing. Emily's out there as well, aka Coaster Bricks. Pibu's out there as well saying hi all. Good to see you out there, Pibu. Hope you had a fun time. I hope you all had some downtime as well. That's the thing, because a lot of people I know do work over that period as well. We've got Titanium J out there saying greetings all. He's going to be on in the panel soon. Big countdown as well from Andrew. Martin's out there too. Martin Andrews as well as Andrews. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. As do I, my friend. Liz is out there. Liz, you can see yourself again a little bit later because you're going to be asking again someone on the panel, a PMQ. Polar Bricks is out there as well. Polar Bricks, been fun chatting with you this week over on Instagram in one of the groups. Hello, everyone. Hope you all had a great week, says KV Bricks. Good to see KV Bricks. I did actually, and hope you did too. Brandon Smith is out there as well, saying hello there. In a kind of Obi-Wan Kenobi style, I'm guessing. Bets is there too, saying hi. Good to see you, Bets. Welcome to London Calling. Good to have you here. Liz is saying Fridays are the best day of the week because this channel, Greg. Thank you, Liz. You are a star. And Liz, 2025, big year for you, with the big possibility of coming over to England as well. So that's going to be fun as well. Can't wait to see you. Hackathon Great 70 is out there as well, saying hi, everyone. Good to see you out there. Oh, Minark. LC256, great start to the week. Can't believe it, mate. 3 years in the making. I didn't even really kind of cotton on to that until a little bit earlier on. I thought I was a couple of weeks away from it, of course. 52 times 3 is, of course, 256. Bit of a super achievement as we're talking about Superman. So with all that in mind, I think Minark, my good friend, my buddy, good talking to you as well earlier on. This is for you.
How is that? Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you?
I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. He got her.
Got her indeed. Thank you so much for that, Mark. Super appreciate it. He says, hey, baboo. Who else we got out there? Yes, more and more. Good to see you, my friend. More and more. I'm definitely going to want a PMQ from you. And you are going to be asking someone else on the panel tonight a PMQ as well. So it's kind of like a nice kind of rewind, really. And I think if people like it, I might start doing it every 6 months or so. I think it works quite nicely. And they've all been great questions. They really have. Good Narvin, London Corner. Happy 27th of December. Good to see you out there, Axel. Hope all is good with you. Hope the weather's been okay where you are as well. Got Fooding with Bricks out there as well saying, what's your chat? Good to see you out there, Fooding with Bricks. And we got Clicking Bricks as well. Says TGA, that Playmobil Enterprise is off the hook. Yeah. Have you seen? I saw, this is the weird thing. This is so bizarre. I actually saw one this week. It was so bizarre. I saw it, and it was in their lounge as well. It was in this guy's lounge, and I'm not joking, folks. It's like it's over a meter in. I think it's about a meter in. It's just bloody massive. Like it's longer. I'd say it's longer than the Millennium Falcon. Honestly, it's bonkers massive. The dish part kind of works. It kind of works, but of course you put it's a full bridge. It's brilliant. I can't wait. Let's hope we do get the IP. By all accounts, I think we will. Hey, mate, the Brick Larrikin. I'm okay, thanks. Hope you are as well, my friend. Best for you for 2025. Yeah, this is it. This is the final London Calling of 2025, and jolly exciting too. Redmond's out there as well saying hi, Greg. He's giving out loads of love to everybody as well. Got PBJ Builds out there as well saying hello. Good to see you, PBJ. I think we've got a few people that have come over from, I'm thinking Twitch Universe or something like that. Very, very good. Lightning JR, like that. Very, very cool. Avatar as well, my friend. Grady Boy Bricks as well. Hello, Greg. I met you in Chicago. You met me in Chicago, indeed. I'm getting the Pocket 3 with the Amazon cards from Christmas. Good stuff. Very, very cool, Grady Boy Bricks. I think. Did you give me a sig fig? I'm pretty sure you may have, actually. Anyway, let's bring some peeps on, shall we? First on, let's get a couple of people that are always on the panel. And it was actually quite bizarrely streamed with me as well over the weekend. I was not expecting it whatsoever. Built the Brick Cross over the weekend, folks. Definitely one of my favourite sets of 2024. Let me know what you think about it. Anyway, it was a jolly fun stream, enhanced even more by the fact that these guys run it. It is, of course, the Brick Bods. Hello, you two.
Hi.
Evening. Sorry, I was just taking credit for being so awesome.
How are you?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, yeah, there you go.
You said these guys, but you meant me, right?
Well, you guys, you know, of course. Albeit, I have to say, your husband did a very good job of keeping me up late that night. That's for sure.
Yeah, I did hear that. Well, I didn't hear it because I went to sleep. But
yeah, we managed to keep captured over your snoring. So.
Could you hear me, Sarah?
It was slightly coming through on the mic, but we turned the gain down and it was fine. Yeah. Anyway, did you guys have a good Christmas?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's been good so far.
Day 3 of Christmas, right?
I don't know.
I've lost track.
It is.
I know I do as well. I completely lose track of it. My family left like early hours of the morning, and I was like, I need some me time. So I just everyone gone. I kept the Christmas lights on. And it was just me and Skeleton Crew watching that. It was great. It was, but yeah, you guys had a little bit of downtime.
Downtime? What's downtime?
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Anyway, listen.
You doing quite a lot.
Yes, I did.
I'm just doing stuff, and you know, we got Bricktastic just around the corner now, so it's all kind of kicking off.
Yeah,
it is. Anyway, let's get someone else on. Hey, so it was bizarre, as well as us building Brick Cross, which I thought was an awesome set, and it was great having you guys on as well, which is awesome. We had this guy on as well, who I've never watched anyone move so much furniture around, but we watched this guy. It was kind of fun as well, seeing it all come together. It was our good friend, Mr. Doctor Who himself, the Minifig Who. Hello, guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, okay. It wasn't that fun. Just
Not for you.
no.
Probably not. No. Have you actually moved everything now, Gaz? Are we in a good place?
Yeah. No. Well, we're in a place.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's all still fluid. Very. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But yeah.
A mess. Yeah, I know what you mean. That Doctor Who teddy bear that you got in the background there, Gaz, that looked 10 times bigger, that did, on the picture you sent me.
It is quite big.
No, I thought it was massive. I thought it was like half the size of a human or something like that.
The best bit, though, is his Sonic.
What's he got?
Oh, he makes a noise.
It makes a noise. It's like, how cool is that?
That is pretty cool, actually.
I was a bit.
Hey, we got Meredith out there as well. Meredith, good to see you. Yeah, very, very cool, Gaz. Very, very cool. Did you enjoy Doctor Who on Christmas Day?
Yeah, it was just nice Christmas fluff. But I enjoyed Wallace and Gromit as well.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I have not watched it yet. What should I watch first? Wallace and Gromit or Doctor Who first?
I'd watch Doctor Who because that's like a starter, and then you have Wallace and Gromit, which is longer. So you've got more to enjoy then. So.
Oh, I need to do that then. Dude, I totally need to do that. And also as well, folks, I finished Black Doves, which was out of this world. So blooming good. I loved it. And now, because I signed up to a free trial on Apple, I'm now watching Slow Horses.
That's supposed to be fantastic.
Dude, it's pretty good. It's like really good.
Very good. Gary Oldman's amazing.
Yeah. Sirius Black looks well rough, I tell you. That's all I'm going to say to that. Anyway, where would you like to go next, guys? We can go somewhere around Chicago. So we can go back to Chicago. Sounds like that song by Joey. I don't know where this other guy lives, actually. I'm sure he's told me. He's got to be East Coast, but he's very well dressed. I would say he's almost as well dressed as like a sort of a David Tennant sort of character. Or we can go to Essex and Germany's answer to Essex. Where would you like to go?
I'd like to go for the East Coast because I really love the quiff. So it's really, really cool. So let's go there.
We're going to go East Coast. Is that? I'm thinking the one with the quiff. There's only one with the quiff that's in this, and it is a quiff as well. It kind of, I don't know, really puts my quiff to shame. Really, to be honest, I think I probably overgelled it a bit. I haven't got the little kiss there, but I've kind of gone with the Clark Kent, slightly Helen Cavill.
Helen Keller.
There goes fake fan altogether. Anyway, let's bring you in, show. It is of course clickbrickworks, otherwise known as Christoper. Hello, Christoper.
Hey, how's it going? I'm actually
right, yeah.
I'm actually in Los Angeles.
Are you in LA?
So it's quite early. Yeah, I'm actually very close to Shy. I'm right near.
I was going to say, how is it? Because Shy just never seems to like. Whenever we message each other, it's literally any time of the day. I don't think he sleeps, to be honest. Or if he does, he sleeps very roughly. But yeah, are you the same? You're quite the night owl. Like I'll be talking to you throughout the day, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm about to go to bed," and I'm like, "It must be like 4 o'clock in the morning." Is that what it is? Is that you at the minute?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to stay up till like 1:30 or 2. I spent most of my life in New York City and moved out to the West Coast about maybe 8 years ago, and but for the last like 4 years, I was working as the executive creative director at an agency in New York, but in Los Angeles. So I was up at 5:30 in the morning every day, and at my desk at 6:30 working East Coast hours. So I was always in bed by like 10:30 at night, but now I'm not there anymore. So I
you've
get
got
to stay up late again, which is kind of fun.
Which is nice. Is that kind of? Do you think when you're kind of, I don't know, in between jobs or whatever, do you think you're like? Do you think work like being up late and then getting up late is kind of more your natural kind of sleeping process?
I used to tell people that I'm not a morning person. I'm just a person that gets up in the morning. Like I just had to be there. The only thing nice about it, I think, was that, you know, you kind of ended your day around like 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon, and in the winter you still get some sunlight. And I'm like a big proponent of sunlight, which is part of the reason why I moved to Los Angeles. Yeah,
no, very nice as well. You're kind of getting down there as well. I can't believe that. Gaz, we've been totally out-haired today. I mean, Ian is the fluffiest one on the panel by a mile. He really is.
This takes time and effort, this does.
No, it doesn't.
You don't just wake up looking like that.
No. Takes hours in front of the mirror.
Does he really? Hours of what? What are you doing in front of the mirror, Ian? But yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's Paul Mirror. Honestly. Anyway, Chris, great to have you here. Christopher, where would you like to go next? We have one of two places. We can either go somewhere slightly north of you, in and around Chicago, or we can go to Germany. Where would you like to go to?
Let's go to Germany.
Let's go to Germany. On Deutschland, shall we? She hasn't been on for a little while. I say it's been on for it's been about 3 weeks, that's all. And she definitely does collect blue bricks. So I'd imagine she's getting a little bit excited by the fact, or rather I should say the rumour. I suppose the rumour is a fact. The fact that there is a rumour. One of the two. Depends how you want to look at it, folks. POV and all that. That we could potentially get Star Trek under the guise of Lego. Pretty exciting, I say. But anyway, let's bring on show. It is, of course, Nicole, otherwise known as Lady Milkbrick. Hello, you.
Hi. I take it that you missed me. Like you haven't been here for forever. Like
I don't know. Everyone's been doing so much streaming recently, haven't they? It's been crazy. You've been streaming Barrador. Have you finished Barrador by now?
not yet, but we are close. So
Oh,
this is the most recent thing that we have built.
Oh, you built it. So it's different sections. Oh, look at that. Look, it opens. Oh, look at that. I've got no idea what that is, guys. It looks like some sort of Doctor Who central panel thing.
I think it's the way into the chamber. Is it the way into the Chamber of Secrets, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, right.
It is. He's basically sitting on a giant toilet. It's a huge cubicle. Very deluxe. Sort of like the ones you get in the Savoy, those are.
Oh my goodness. I think you listened in today, cause
Why's that?
Martin and I'm building with MADLab, which is the best time of my life.
He's out there somewhere. There he is.
That's cool.
Yeah, Martin is the best. And everyone, check out MADLab 2023. Subscribe, like, share, everything. He is the best. You can thank me later. But what we talked about today was someone mentioned a golden toilet. And we thought, what would it be like? We shooting Lord of the Rings, but instead of carrying a ring, a golden toilet is carried through Mordor.
Wow, blimey.
With a plumber and
quite
everything.
useful, really, because you don't get many toilets in up on mountains, I suppose, do you, and stuff like that. But yeah, who knows? A golden toilet. Okay. How bizarre. But anyway, okay. That's why we love you getting on here, Nicole. It always goes down a very strange rabbit hole with you. It really does, the conversation. Right. Okay. So by default, then next we're going to go to the they call it the Windy City. Christopher, what's if Chicago is the Windy City?
The Windy City.
What's LA then? What is LA? What's the nickname for LA?
I don't know that we have a nickname, really. It's just full of the land of smog and traffic.
Smog and traffic. Oh, that sounds like London, that does. We could do that. All right, the Big Apple, and that's quite a good one. I like that for.
There probably is, and I'm just not aware.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Brandon's out there. He says the City of Angels.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's in its name, right? Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, I suppose it is. I think the City of Angels, wasn't that a film back in the day?
Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. I was going to say, did he say John Travolta then? That would have been Face Off or something, whatever they called it back then.
There's not a lot of angels.
Film. There we go. Yeah, that's it. In the world of the angels. Anyway, let's bring on our own angels, shall we? He's kind of like two for the price of one. You've got at the top here, next door to me, you've got Ian and Carrie. Well, let's bring on the Green Fleece and, of course, TJ, otherwise known as Titanium J 52. Hello, you.
Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
Yeah, the Green Fleece is here. I made sure to bring it on today, Greg. I know you have trouble recognizing me.
If you're not wearing that, I got no. I'm like, it's just some geezer with a pair of glasses on. I'm just like, oh, okay, he's good to have him here. Can I ask as well, what is that Yoda or is that Grogu in the background?
I sent in a picture of this a couple of weeks ago. This was a gift from PBJ out in the chat. This is Banana Yoda. I know Zach in the green room may appreciate this, but yeah, it's a whole thing. There's this clip of a puppet Yoda eating a banana.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired this.
Is that real banana? That actually looks like a real banana.
Yeah, I know. That's what PBJ said when he bought it. He thought it was a real banana.
Is it rubber?
Yeah,
can you squeeze it? Can you squeeze it? Does it make a noise?
I can. It doesn't make any noise.
Guys, it's bizarre, isn't it? I like it though. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is Yoda holding a banana? Is that a thing from the Jedi Chronicles?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's from Twitch. Many people on Twitch have seen this.
Many people on Twitch. There we go. Yeah, Young Jedi Adventures. That's the one. That's the one because he's got the kind of cloak and stuff on. It's a bit like my dressing gown, actually. Minus the stripes.
Now that the Christmas tree is down, Banana Yoda has replaced him.
Exactly. Yeah. No one's got any Christmassy sort of backgrounds on the go. Gaz probably never has, to be fair, because he's only just moved into that room. Got AZ. AZ's out there. AZ haven't seen you for ages. Those darn Twitchers. I know they're here in force tonight, I think. Brick Pods, there was nothing particularly Christmassy in that room anyway, was there?
I got told off for putting the Christmas hat on the mushroom house.
Yeah. Don't do it again.
No, really?
Christmas is finished. So last year. Oh no, hang on.
Is it?
Yeah, the shops all took everything down on Christmas Eve.
That's it. I saw an Easter egg the other day for sale. Oh, what's that you got there?
Christmassy brick.
From the Brick Festival in Southampton. That was good.
That's Christmassy.
Yeah, that is very Christmassy. Yeah, good stuff. I see the ran out of budget this year. Right, okay, good stuff. So anyway, let's bring on our final guest, shall we, folks? This is a guy that I've been looking forward to getting on for quite some time. We've been trying for quite some time ourselves to get him on. We really have. Well, how can I describe him? How can I describe this guy? Well, he is a podcaster. He's a bit of a gamer on the side as well. He's an all-round massive AFOL. At least that's how he describes himself over on Instagram, which I kind of agree with, in all honesty. He's the co-host of the Z&B Live podcast. You'll find him over on Twitch, Instagram, and even here on YouTube as well. So please do give it up for our good friend, Zachary. Hello, mate.
I mean, if we're going to be, talking about social bios, you can just call me your Lego daddy. Because that's what it says.
I like that. It is the Lego daddy. I'm gonna pop you up here. I don't want Lady McBrick down there. So TJ, it's gonna be you and the fleece down there. It will be.
I'm so triggered by the. I didn't even notice that in TJ's background earlier, and I can't not look at the Yoda with the banana.
It's the banana that keeps catching my eye. I don't know about you, Zach. It's like a beacon he's holding.
Oh,
it really is. But anyway. Zach M. Rutledge. First time you've been on London Calling. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Are you Zach or Zachary, or are you just the daddy, Z-Man? What?
Z Daddy would be fine if you'd like,
Z Daddy. Now, Lady McBrick would definitely like that.
My stage name is Zach.
Zach. Here's the thing. You and I met at Brickworld Chicago this year. Hard to imagine that's still this year. And... because it feels like absolutely eons ago. And in all honesty, I probably spent more time with you than I did with TJ, because TJ I spent like literally half a day with, and then he decided he got COVID. And luckily for all of us, I think just about everybody else then caught it thereafter, I think.
I somehow got past. I don't know how. I was dodging COVID like Neo in the Matrix, man. Everybody around me was getting it, but I don't know how I walked out of Brickworld without it.
Well, I don't, because we were all using your equipment. I've used that very mic, I think, that you've got there in front of you.
Yeah.
And because Gaz was the anchor man for London Calling in Chicago Calling, as it was that week, and you very kindly lent us your kit. And then London Calling could be a thing, because I don't know, it was a bit. I don't know, with all the different mics, you had the equipment there, and you was very generous, and you said, yeah, just use it, and that was it. Next thing we know, we're live. Me and Nicole and the Brickbods and Gaz were just doing our thing on a Friday afternoon in Chicago. Which was,
I felt bad because I wasn't prepared for something to go as long as it went. So the batteries were dying and all this stuff. I thought it was going to be like an hour or two or whatever. And then all of a sudden, you all just get in conversations, and this thing just goes and goes and goes. And I was like, I'm trying to wave to you, while you're up this like. This is dead. This is not working anymore.
Thank goodness for built-in webcams. That's all I can say.
Right?
But,
yeah.
Every stream I do has got a plan. There's a plan there. That is the plan of tonight's stream.
You'd never guessed.
And it'll be about half of that. I might as well just do that, to be honest, and have nothing there for what it's worth.
Plan, flow chart, whatever. Chaos. Let's just call it chaos. It's good. Chaos on paper.
Chaos and paper. What we can do, the two go together. It's like a mill. It really is. Yeah. So anyway, so Zach, tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll go around the panel and find out a little bit about what peeps have been up to this past week, and then maybe we start looking at thinking about some rumory sort of stuff that's going on, and definitely looking at some new Lego, because I definitely want your thoughts on the new Tudor Corner modular that's coming out. Maybe some thoughts on 2024 in general. But tell us a little bit about you, Zach, and what you're all about.
Well, my background is in television, so I still on the side will dabble in producing and editing. I don't do a whole lot of shooting anymore like I used to, but I've always been a massive Lego fan, even when I was a kid. And once COVID struck, I kind of transplanted myself over to Twitch. I needed a creative outlet of sorts, so Twitch became that outlet for me to still be creative, still create something in that visual media, like whatever I could. And I already had all the gear to do so. So it was just kind of a natural progression into that. I loved it so much that with the push from the wife and my family, wanted me to stop traveling as much as I was doing for my job, because in TV I was on the road more than I was home throughout the year. And we were just kind of done with that. So they said, why don't you just try? You really enjoy this Twitch thing. You enjoy creating content. Why don't you just try that, for a while and see how it goes. So we a couple years ago, we decided to go ahead and stop the traveling stuff and just moved to full-time content creation over on Twitch primarily. But, I do the YouTube thing, I do the Instagram thing, TikTok, whatever. But the primary source of that content is over on Twitch, and we have a blast. We primarily showcase Lego, but we'll get into other kinds of crafting, whether it be model making, or I tried my hand at painting for the first time this year.
What was that like? Because we used to have a guy come on. Scotty used to come on, and Craig's brother, and he's into all that kind of thing with like Warhammer and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think I'd have quite the patience for it, and I'd always be wanting to keep painting it. But where are you at with that kind of thing?
It's a lot. I would imagine it's a lot like just making any other thing, right? Any other creative thing, whether it be TV, movies, whatever. Like eventually, you just have to walk away from it. Projects are never finished; they're abandoned, and that's just. I feel like that's the way that you could probably treat a painting as well. But I grew up watching Bob Ross as a kid. It was a race home every day, or on I think he was on Mondays, and it was a race home on the bus trying to, I'd always miss the first like 7 minutes. And so
he's the geezer with the fuzzy hair, isn't he?
Right, the big yeah. And so for it was a birthday stream, and for the birthday stream, I was allowed to be on the Twitch front page, and so I did a full Bob Ross cosplay thing, got the hair, got the shirt, got the pants, whatever, and I set up a studio and had the black backdrop and everything that you would see with the old Bob Ross show back in the 80s, and did my very first Bob Ross painting ever, very first time
right, it was a proper painting, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it was probably I probably already put a lot of pressure on myself to paint for the first time in front of a normal audience, but the fact that we did it on the Twitch front page with thousands of people watching, as opposed to just the 70 that we would normally have, that was intense. But I had an absolute blast doing it, and so we'll probably incorporate a little bit more of that going into 2025, because it was a lot of fun. But it's like I said, primarily Lego, but we venture off into other things from time to time over there.
So just out of interest then, what kind of got you into Lego? Because I've been listening to you recently, especially around the new Blacktron set, or the new reimagined Blacktron set that's coming out on January the 1st. And like me, I think this is one of the best gift with purchases we've had in years. It still continues to be a good one. Now, I picked up this week, folks, from Bricklink for just £17. That includes postage as well, by the way. So it's probably one of the cheapest ones out there. But that it is out there still, relatively cheap. You won't pay any more than sort of £23 for it, that's for sure. And in my head, I've got this kind of vision of a couple of these kind of, I kind of a bit winging either side of the Renegade when that comes out. And I don't know, and that's kind of where it kind of started with you, wasn't it?
Yes, that ship back in, what was it, 87,
86, 87, something like that.
That was, I didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, and so I loved Lego, but I would primarily be gifted just cases of loose bricks, and that was the one and only set with instructions that I ever got as a kid. And so that I still have it. I got to find all the pieces for it, and I'm not building that one that you have until I can find all the pieces for the original that I have in a big sack of Lego sitting in my closet, until I can build them both at the exact same time. And so Blacktron for me is like that style, not the update or whenever they switch to the green and black, not that style, but that golden, that Triforce golden, black and gold style. To me, that's my Lego. When I think of Lego, that's my Lego. So I don't know where I got my first, brick or anything like that. But I honestly, as a kid, I hid it. I hid my enjoyment of Lego, especially as I got into my teenage years, because even then Lego was still running the Zach the Lego Maniac advertising campaign. So I was already behind the 8 ball on that. I was already getting made fun of in school because of that campaign. I was the only Zach in my school, you know what I mean? So it didn't help that part of it. So if I started like embracing that and adding and letting people know that I actually played with Lego and I enjoyed it, it would game over, man. It terrible. Yeah. So I hid it for quite a while, and I don't remember when I just stopped even building or anything like that, but I don't think I picked it back up until 99 when Lego and Star Wars had formed their partnership. And I remember going out and buying one of those first Phantom Menace sets and with my own money and realizing just how freaking expensive it really was. And I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I didn't come back to Lego until my son was born in 20, well, it would have been after he was born, 2012. I bought my next first Lego set. So I had a pretty long dark age.
So that kind of brought you back into it, did it? You buying your son a set, and
totally used him as an excuse.
Yeah,
the wife would be like, "Why are you buying him? That whatever set, that ATST set or whatever it was. And
Star Wars.
He's gonna want that. Okay, but why are you building it now then? If you're gonna give it to him later, I got to make sure it works.
Yeah, quality control.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
Instantly a father, you see, that's the thing. Right. The fatherly instinct's coming out, right. even in the form of Lego quality control. Great stuff. All right, well, that's brilliant. I think we got off to a nice start there, Zach, which is grand. So let's go south. Let's see what TJ's been up to this week. TJ, did you have a good Christmas? Have you been building stuff? What have you been up to, my friend?
Yeah, I've had a great Christmas. Been building stuff and finding new stuff out in the wild, like this, for example.
Oh, this is practically the only space set I think we're getting, isn't it, at the beginning of January?
Yeah, this one and a polybag are the only space sets we're getting for 2025.
It's been an odd-looking set, if it truth be known.
It's pretty nice. I like it a lot, and I liked it enough to buy another one.
And these were both on deals too. Well, they're already on deals.
Yes, so I bought them at a store called Meyer, and they were running this promotion called Santa Bucks, where you would get a certain amount off depending on how much you spent. So I got $15 off of each of those.
Oh, dude, that's really, really good. That is. And was that deal exclusive just with them, or is that because they're suspecting it's not going to sell particularly well? Okay, just for Meyer.
And it worked on any set and on any Lego. So and then I also found 2 more space stations at Walmart for $50.
Really? How much did you get off there? Because dude, every time I watch you stream,
those are 110. I got them for 50 each, so now I have 8 space stations.
Okay, so what are you doing with all these space stations, these spaceships, these space modulars? What are you doing with them, TJ? What's
You
going on?
swoosh them. That's what you do with them. What are you doing? TJ be playing with them in the bathtub. You know what he's doing with them.
His ones are too big. He's got too many to swoosh. I mean, literally, he'd be.
No,
he could. They're
half
so
my
long.
disaster zone over there is just space.
The modular is just so long that he's done. It's like a giant javelin. It's like a roach pole.
Yeah, I have it in 3 sections over there still. I cannot attach it in the full section because then it just falls over.
Really?
And it's also too tall for camera. Here, I can.
Let
me get one.
It's structurally not integral. So I think it's a very long way of saying
here's some of them.
Oh, here we go. Look at it. It's like a London Underground tube train.
Yeah, this is about a third of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Make a tube train.
Yeah, it was 26 pods, over 7 feet long, or over 2 meters long.
Wow.
So it was a lot.
Is this part of a mock that you're doing for Brickworld Chicago?
Yeah, so it's part of a space collab I'm doing with a few other people for Brickworld 2025. But I'm also planning to do some more space mocks of my own, maybe even make a space layout. Some people have a regular Lego city. I want to do a space city.
Yeah, I think it's basically. Are you going to do a Blacktron section to it?
Oh, there will be a Blacktron section. Eventually, there's going to be a Blacktron invasion.
Dude, how many of these did you buy in the end? That's what I want to know.
So I had bought 5, but I got a 6th one from PBJ. And
a 6th one.
Yeah.
Love it.
And as far as the new set goes, who knows? We'll see if I get more of those than I do of space stations.
Okay.
Wasn't there a shortage of those in the Chicago area, actually? I think we know why now.
It might be now.
Yes, there's definitely got to be a shortage in the Chicago area. Oh, and TJ, thank you so much as well for picking up that rover for me.
Absolutely.
That is very cool, my friend.
I've got like an area of stuff that I'm saving to give to people to Brickworld Chicago.
I know, same here. I got the same thing. People were like getting in touch with me, saying, "Can you pick this up for me? Can you pick this up for me?" And don't forget, just like what the Brickbods did for you this year, if you need any Ninjago or anything like that, let me know. So yeah, very, very cool. Now, let's go slightly north, shall we? Let's go to Germany. Talking of brick conventions, Nicole, we're going to team up later on this year, not only in Manchester, but back in Chicago as well, which is kind of exciting. How's your planning going for Bricktastic?
I'm slightly nervous. Each and every week, it feels to me that you are urging this direction. Guess that he's not having much time to build, and I keep on hearing you as if you were talking to me, because I'm panicking. It will be my very first time displaying, and I am a wreck.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why you, Gaz, Brickbods, and you as well, TJ? I need your help to put Lady McBrick's mind at rest. So Nicole, what's the number one thing that's making you slightly anxious about Bricktastic?
You guys killing me, because actually the only ones who should be nervous is you guys, because theoretically I bring you guys. It's all of you being on display, and I just stand back and I have nothing to do with this. It's just me pointing it out, like, because I'm bringing the mandrakes, I'm bringing...
Yeah, go on. Sorry. A bit of PTSD that was then. All right, so to people that don't know anything about mandrakes, tell us quickly what your mandrake mocks are all about.
Well, everything started with the Harry Potter mandrake, and when the very first one was built, Carrie pointed out that it exactly looks like Ian, and when we have an Ian...
Does he scream like Ian? That's what I want to know. He does scream like Ian, I have to say.
I'm not sure I've ever heard Ian scream, so I can't confirm or deny.
Well, try harder.
He might
Does it sneeze like Ian, maybe?
Oh, gosh, that's just scary.
Does Ian sneeze? Is he one of those people that sneezes really loudly?
Yeah, he did make people jump on Christmas Day, I think.
Gold. One of those.
Well, it's a bit short notice, but if I had known earlier, and if I would know how to program one of these sound bricks, I could have implemented it, and every time you pull it out, we have Ian sneezing.
Oh gosh, that would not go down well.
That would be funny. Yeah, and you just I saw Gaz's one looks really good. I have to say that. Did Gaz give you any pointers for that at all, or did you kind of just come up with it?
I looked at Gaz and then I just tried to match his good looks.
All right.
Okay. I do like the TARDIS, the way you've done the TARDIS. Have you got any of them to hand as well? Because you can check. Because Zach's probably thinking, what on earth are they going on about? Chris was probably thinking, a mandrake. How can you make Ian look like a mandrake? How can you make?
Oh no, I see it. I totally see it. Yeah. That's a little sprout coming up. We can just pull him straight up.
Yeah. Oh, are you all right there?
That is why we can't have nice things.
Nicole's got one less mock for Bricktastic now.
Exactly. Yeah. How's the packaging going for those?
And the broken leg.
Yeah.
I haven't started yet, so fingers crossed that.
Which one's that? Oh, that's me. That's my one, is it? So this is me. I look like I've missed arm day at the gym.
100% accurate, this one. 100% accurate.
He's every day in the gym.
Oh, guys.
He's got no arms or legs. Look.
I know. I may as well not have. Yeah, it's. I kind of like it. I'm kind of softening into it, Nicole.
Right.
I am.
This face is totally lovable.
the eyes. Look at the eyes. Yeah. I do like I got Christopher's hair. I like that. I'm gonna next week. I'll have to do like a super quiff. I'll have to ask Christopher what he uses. What hair product? Oh my god, who's that? It's a psychedelic one. That is. Who's that meant to be?
Is there any question? That is Martin.
Is he?
I'm still working at his fan.
Okay.
But
he's like a beanie. But yeah, no, I can see he's a very colourful kind of chap.
Yeah, and then there will be his fan, his clack added to it. Yeah. And then
don't we all, darling? Yeah.
Well, there
you've got another one. You're going to
is-
show another one off now. I mean, there we go. That's
Yes.
That is Gaz. That is the Gaz. Definitely got his eye. I like his eyes. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks good. The TARDIS as well. You can kind of see that. What's that meant to do? What's that meant to be?
What? I wanted to show you the TARDIS.
Oh, the TARDIS. Right. Okay. I got you. That's probably what that was. Extension.
Right, but
looks very
then
good.
you can.
It's pretty strong, isn't it? Strong looking.
Yeah, it is. Based on the fact that I came up with it, it is really rather strong.
It is. No, it looks very, very good as well. And have you got Ian's one there to hand, by any chance?
Yes. Wait.
Okay. All right. Don't break anything.
Right.
Yeah, angry Gaz. It does look a bit uptight, his one, I have to say.
So it's
But he still
quite accurate
looks
then.
really good. Yeah. Gaz's a bit uptight, especially when he's been behind some tractors going down those Bristol country lanes. There we go. Oh, God, I remember. These ones have got leaves on them. That's it. No expenses spared on these ones because you got the leaves on these ones. So show us these ones off.
Well, if we look at Ian, we need to look at
All right,
Harry
okay.
as well.
Okay, so just in case anyone has to remind themselves what they look like, that's
yeah,
Harry and Ian.
There's like can going on here.
Yeah. Harry's the one on the right, Ian's the one on the left. Okay, just to be clear. Oh, I've just removed her. Let's bring her back, shall we? There he is.
Well, that message was received.
Zach, I need a producer. There we go.
Colourful.
Carrie.
Way better than Ian.
Ian.
It's totally Ian.
God, Ian. His nose. Jeez. I won't say what that looks like, but anyway. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I can see they got most of the budget. I just want to say that. But yeah, very, very cool, Nicole. Very, very cool indeed. Liking that. Right, I can't see at the bottom there. There we go. We'll do that. Okay, so they're very cool. Good updates from Nicole. Nicole, and did you have a very nice Christmas as well, by the way? Did you have Christmas time off?
Yeah, the best.
Very cool. All right, nice. Good stuff. All right, let's skip over Zach. And let's go to young Christopher. Christopher, was your Christmas okay? Because you had a kind of it was somewhat undulating on the lead up to Christmas, but it kind of feels like it got slightly resolved and stuff. So feel free to go into deep as that as you want to, or skip over it if you feel like you want to.
No, it's fine. I've told the story a million times. Yeah, we had. I mean, the short version is we had our storage unit broken into, and they stole over 110 Lego sets, $10,000 worth of Lego, gone. So that was around Thanksgiving our time that we figured that out, and then it took like about 2 weeks to get a full inventory list of everything that was stolen. So yeah, it was kind of brutal. In fact, like all the sets you're talking about, the barred doors there, the Dungeons and Dragons was in there. I just put the X Mansion in there. I had actually just gone through the house and pulled things. I was like, I'm not going to build this. I'm not going to build this, and just put it all in there. I think they, I was a little lazy the last time because my parents were coming and I had to get stuff out of the house. So I had to like just throw things in the car and bring it there. So you could kind of see what I was putting in the storage unit with the giant yellow Lego bags, because typically I'll put it into a box or, otherwise sort of cover it up. But what they do is, this is the thing, apparently, they will rent a storage unit in the building under a fake name with a stolen credit card. And then they will kind of scope out different units and then, go over and quickly kind of bust through the lock, whether they cut it or, however. And that only takes a couple seconds. And then after that, they just look like anybody else in their storage unit. In fact, they like moved stuff around and reorganized and sort of took everything that they wanted and left stuff behind that they didn't. And then they move it into their unit, and then they kind of go through it all and then slowly take things out so it doesn't look like a giant move out, and then don't pay for it for a few more months. So it's like 3 or 4 months later, storage company comes, cuts that lock on their thing, opens it up, and it's just a bunch of garbage that's been left over. So that was a bit of a shock, I think. Actually, I dropped stuff off on the 15th, and then I sold a couple of things on eBay, and I was like, oh, I got to go back to my storage unit to get it. And when I went, my key wouldn't work in the lock, and I was like, well, this is weird. And so I had the management company come, and they basically had a locksmith come and cut the lock off and put a new one on. And so I went back after they did that a few days later, and then when I opened the door, I was just like, oh, okay, so yeah, a lot of stuff's gone. So that was it was, it was all insured, so not for what it was worth, but at least sort of replacement value or what I paid for it. So I got a substantial amount of money back, but not all of it. I mean, I do have a collection of there was some pieces of animation art that were stolen. There's a comic book collection was stolen. Luckily they left, like, my husband had labeled things, and there was a box that just said like family artwork, like my mom and my grandmother's gone, but my mom's, like, they're both painters, and so I had a couple of their paintings that were there, so thankfully they left those. It was just kind of a real downer, I think, on the holidays.
No, definitely.
And so and it also makes you kind of think, like, there was a lot of excess. I think a couple of people know this, but my husband and I actually gone down the road of opening up a Bricks and Minifigs here in Los Angeles in the Valley, and that we ended up not doing that. And so, but we had kind of like started buying stuff, so there was like multiples of some sets and stuff, and that's why I think there's a higher quantity. But yeah, it makes me kind of go back and think, like, okay, what do I really want to replace? Like, I don't need this. There was a lot of sets that I bought on impulse. I think we all do that. It gets piled up in the stuff. And then you think to yourself later, like, oh, if I could just get rid of those 4 sets and get this one that I really want that's coming out. So the thing, one of the only sets I replaced so quickly was the Dungeons and Dragons set. I still haven't built it. I didn't build it the first time. I haven't built it the second time. And the treehouse, I think I was always fascinated by that, and it's still available, so I tried to grab that before it went away. Luckily for us, though, the sets that we like love the most, like, TJ will appreciate this, all of the Ninjago sets were here at home. Like all of the 4 big city sets were here, and we had just picked up a copy of the Temple of Air Jitsu, which was sort of our white whale.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So that was still here. So yeah, but it was we tried to make the best of it, and I think we ended up like we weren't going to go and see my family. We were just going to kind of just lay low, but we ended up going to Colorado to see my family, and it was worth it because they always
definitely. So it poked you up a little
brightened
bit.
me up,
And,
you know.
Yeah. Good
So
stuff. Well, really sad that happened to you, Christopher. It's not a very nice thing to happen at all. But I'm glad it kind of the process of the insurance and that kind of worked through.
It's just you feel invaded. You just really feel invaded. That's, I think, what I find most alarming is that someone was going through all of my stuff, you know, and it's like we have a collection of those little pop characters, and I would love to offload those, and they left them. I was like, damn it. I was like, why don't you take that? Because you can't, I mean, there's not a big resale on that, and you're not going to make your money back quickly, but a giant, you know, Lord of the Rings set, you will certainly make your money. There was actually the Brick Cross station was in there. And so was the old train engine shed from the previous delivery.
From the previous one, yeah.
Yeah, and those I did not get back because they were worth from the moment you buy them before they're even delivered, they're worth like $100 more than.
I tell you what though, the weird thing is because I've been sending off quite a bit of Lego. Well, I say quite a bit of Lego. I sold about 10 sets in the last couple of weeks. I just thought I'm going to put some Lego on eBay and just see if it sells. And blimey, just absolutely everything went. Interestingly though, Brick Cross has not gone up at all. I'd say £20, maybe
really
$25. But yeah, it's absolutely. In fact, because I built it in one stream last weekend, and so much so, I'm buying another one of it because it'd be a really good mirror build, and that they've offered it to me at retail. So it's So I would.
That's stunning.
I would definitely recommend that. I don't know what it is. This seems to be this last wave. Like, for example, you were saying about the old engine shed. That is going for about £100 more than what it was when it came out. The ones from the last wave, though, they're not. They haven't gone up yet. So I don't know if they push out more. Because it used to be 10,000, then it jumped up to 30,000. And so intriguing. But so do try and get that, Christopher. I think that is definitely one you should definitely think about getting. So let's go slightly north, shall we? Let's go to the Brick Bods and ask them about what they've been up to this week. Has it been absolutely crazy with the kids, guys?
Not crazy. It was quite a relaxed Christmas, I feel. They're sort of at the age where they are excited, but they're also, I don't know, it's not manic, was it? There was some hilarious moments at Christmas, like things that they found really exciting, but like the tiniest parts of presents, like this giant Barbie set. And it's like, oh, we've got sunscreen, yay! And it was like,
apparently, up until this point, they've been having to use toothpaste as sunscreen in the Barbie world because none of them had sunscreen.
It's clearly not what you want.
So they got a big, boat that fits 4 Barbies in, and they were really excited about the sun cream that came with it.
Yeah. So. But we've had family. We've been eating lots. Just general Christmas. The girls are just excited with all the stuff they've got, so they're just keeping themselves to themselves. We don't really need to get involved too much, so it's quite relaxing.
And the fact that we don't really have to cook on Christmas is helpful.
Yeah, so my mum does Christmas Day and we do Boxing Day.
Oh, okay, that's nice. That's pretty cool. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, I cooked up our 4th turkey today, and it was great. Fourth turkey. Yeah, we ate 3 on Christmas Day, and
how many people?
Well, it was actually, I thought it was 20. It was actually 19 that came. But it was, but it was pretty cool. I had such a good time. Like, it was literally, they were there for like 14 hours. I was like, Jesus, guys. But it was good, though. The cheese ball didn't come out until like 12:30 at night or in the morning. If you want to look at it. But it was pretty amazing. Good stuff. So not too crazy. Well, what about you guys? Did you, in between all the moving and that, did you have a nice Christmas Day?
Yeah, it was all right. I did sleep a fair bit on Christmas Day, to be honest. But yeah, that's fine. But yeah, no, it was all right because I didn't have to do any cooking as such. The only thing I did was like the roast potatoes. So I always do that bit, but Frankie did all the cooking. He's got the Christmas dinner down to on pat now, so yeah, so that was quite nice. Just bring me food. Okay, cheers.
That's nice. That's nice. I'm always interested to see other people kind of do it and stuff, and it's nice. The main thing is you're around friends and family. I think that's quite the important thing.
Yeah, we went around Mum's, so yeah, that's quite cool.
Good stuff. I'm sure she would have appreciated that as well. So, where should we do first? I'm getting intrigued. Now, we've looked at this a few times over the last few weeks, but I'm intrigued to know what Christopher and Zach, maybe TJ, actually. I don't think TJ's had a look at this. Nicole's definitely got thoughts on it because she's getting it day one, and so is Gaz. Brickbods don't normally do day one stuff. Is that still the case, Brickbods?
It depends if there's a gift with purchase.
Okay.
So if I'm going to miss out on something that I want, then I'll get day one.
Okay, so there's definitely a gift with purchase with this one, the Tudor Corner. So does that make it a day one for you guys?
Quite probably. I mean, in the past, when they've done the gift with purchases with modulars, they've said any modular. So that's normally a good time for us to pick up an older one.
Oh, yeah.
They've also in the past had the gift with purchases the month after they've actually released the mod because they
mess it up all the time.
Yeah, it's just been an absolute mess over the past couple of years. So they seem to have finally got their act together for this one.
But it does mean it will probably be day one for us, or day two because the store's shut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. For whatever strange reason, Southampton never opens on day one. Or is it Southampton could open, but it's the shopping precinct.
The whole shopping centre is closed.
That's bizarre because Blue Water is absolutely it is rammed there. So I think they're missing out on a big day there personally. But yeah, okay. So Zach, over to you. 2025, January the 1st, the Tudor Corner, incredibly British. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't own any modulars. Well, any of the normal modular line, obviously.
I won't judge you.
Some of the the Marvel stuff that still counts as modular and whatnot. My God, we've got over 100, 2 years in a row now, over 100 sets on January 1st. What was Lego trying to do to us? My God. That being, well, and the fact that they are once again getting us with that GWP that fits so perfectly right on the corner of this wonderful little modular set. Lego, you know what you're doing, you diabolical bastard. That being said, I have never been more excited for a Lego set in my entire life. I want this set so badly. I need this set on January 1st. Please, God, let me find the money to buy this set.
Wow, that's quite the thing. So for someone that's never collected modulars before to really want this one, why do you want this so badly?
It's lovely. The character in it, the fact that it is a English pub without calling it an English pub. Come on, let's be honest. It's not a coffee house. This is a pub. Just the way they're utilizing it doesn't seem like there's wasted space in this at all. And I love that. I mean, right there, boom.
Totally.
The fact that the bathroom, I'm sorry, the loo is underneath, the stair. Like, come on, man. This set is perfect. And I haven't even built, I haven't built it yet. I haven't watched any reviews on it. I haven't, nothing. Like, it just, from what I'm seeing that is being put on the website, this set looks phenomenal. The angles, the character, the amount of minifigs that come with it, it just looks lovely. Is this the set that starts my downfall into modulars? I don't know. Please God, no. I have enough Lego as it is.
Here's the thing. I've for Christmas my wife bought me the timeline of Lego, and it's a really cool book by DK.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the modulars, and somehow or other I've collected all the modulars other than 5. And I think I've gone back as far as I actually want to go, to be honest. And this week I picked up, I think it was Christmas Eve. I picked up it wasn't Christmas Eve. The eve of Christmas Eve. So the 23rd. I picked up the Emporium. And sorry, not the Emporium. What am I talking about? The cinema, the Palace Cinema, I should say. The Emporium is one that I saw at this guy's. So I went to this guy's house, and he had literally everything. He had this massive Star Trek ship of the Enterprise that I was talking about a little bit earlier on, and he also had the Star Destroyers. He's got both of the Death Stars. He's got all of the modulars. And anyway, so I bought a couple of bits off him, shall we say. But I did see the Emporium. It's the first time I've ever seen the Emporium. But I think a pet store is probably the oldest one I've got that I've not built yet. And that's probably as far back as I'll go, albeit the town hall may be the last one that I get. But yeah, it is a slippery road. But this by itself, Zach, does seem to stand quite nicely on its own.
That's the thing. It doesn't need the other ones to go with it, in my opinion. It doesn't need the other ones. And I feel like this scratches that you get a good itch scratched in the modular world by getting this, and you don't need all the other stuff to go with it because it's the character on it is so perfect. The day one thing for me is the GWP. I don't like chasing the GWP, and I hate that they trick us into almost in a way force us into getting it, because it's a tough situation to be in. I don't like the idea of spending the same amount of money as Joe Smith over here. If I buy it a month later, I don't get the same thing that they got if they bought it day one. And I agree. Bugs me. It's this. I cost the same.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm not gonna get that extra gift to go with it. And that limited run, GWP limited run that they tend to do sticks in my craw sometimes. I do not like it.
Do you sell your gift with purchase? Because for me,
no.
I honestly, out of 10 sets that I've sold in the last sort of 2 weeks, and that's all I did it for, was that, and they just literally went boom, boom, boom. Most of them, I'd say seven were just gift with purchases that I'm just like the flowers, for example. I got the botanical flowers ones with the pot. I don't know if you remember that one, Ian, the one with the kind of yellow vase, I think it was.
Yeah, we've got that on display.
Well, one guy bought 4 of them off me. All in one. It was just that was literally. I was upstairs. I put it on eBay. By the time I got to the bottom of the stairs, they'd sold. That's how quick they sold. I thought it was a glitch.
Underpriced, that one.
No, it wasn't. They were just absolutely in price with everyone else. They really were. I just went middle of the road, and I just thought I'd just sell them off. And it was perfect. It was absolutely brilliant. It was. It was. Carrie, are you thinking? Actually, talking of selling Lego, Carrie, are you thinking? Because you kind of got in touch with me earlier in the week about stuff as well. Are you thinking of maybe selling off some stuff? And have you ever sold off gift with purchases as well?
We don't tend to sell very easily because we're hoarders. I'm bad at that. But
I'm not.
We are considering, because we've got storage issues, selling at a brick festival, I think, in the next sort of 6 months. It's just the prep work of finding what things we want to go that I'm not really looking forward to. But there's definitely gift with purchases that we've got multiple of that we don't need. Or that we're never going to actually build. So we may as well get the money back and put it into something we do.
And it all really accumulates really quickly. So if you ever need any advice on it, because I just got, as a guy where I work, he buys and sells quite a lot of Lego, and it's quite weird to kind of talking to him, because he knows he's not nothing to do with the community whatsoever. He just buys a lot of Lego because he actually enjoys it, but he happens to sell quite a lot of it as well. So he kind of watches all the people that we watch and everything like that, but he doesn't kind of participate in the community, but he knows kind of people that are in it. So what about you, Zach? Gift with purchase is the gift with purchase that comes with this you actually want, because like me, for this particular one anyway, it kind of is part and parcel of the set, is it not?
Yes, I think it is, and I'm not one to sell them. I still hoard all my stuff. I find every nook and cranny I can to put stuff. I probably shouldn't. I should probably take advantage of, maybe parting with some of this stuff, because like so many of you, I probably won't build a lot of this, at least for the foreseeable future. I can't always. What was it? The GWP with the endurance, lovely.
Yeah, Shackleton's boat.
He just opened it right away. Absolutely building this. But missing out on the GWP with the sail barge kept me from buying the sail barge. It was enough of the fact that it was out of stock so quickly made me not want to pull the trigger on that set.
Really?
And that's what I'm saying. Like it bugs me that somebody is spending the same amount of money that I was going to be spending. But they're walking away with something a little extra. And
so, do you think they should these shouldn't really necessarily be gift with purchases that are limited? They should always be available for that set.
If they make 10 sets, they should have 10 GWPs. Like there should not be this limited run. But that's me, because I don't want to try to sell them and make, you know, any kind of profit or anything like that. And I understand the idea that Lego has, where they want to encourage sales, front load those sales out of the gate. But having that type of, I don't know, that type of market just bugs me.
But also as well, it is a marketing ploy to get people to purchase it ASAP, knowing that it is limited. Otherwise, I'd be maybe thinking, I don't necessarily think I will get it day one or something like that. I mean, I like getting a modular on January the 1st. It's kind of a bit of a tradition, really.
Sure.
But yeah,
they're forcing your hand. They
yes,
they want you, especially coming off of Christmas time and first of the year, like with 100+ set, like they are kind of forcing your hand in this sense. Like if you don't get it, because it's going to sell out. I don't know what their, nobody knows what their inventory number is going to be on that GWP, but they're going to have a early run for insiders, and that GWP is gone before it ever hits the normal customer.
Yeah,
like it's going to be gone. It's going to do the same thing that Shackleton did, that the lightsaber did, that the mimic did. Like it's all that stuff. The Veiled Beast, like they're going to be gone before they ever hit the general public, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. With the endurance, I mean, I really like the endurance, but I'll never buy it. But what I did want was the gift with purchase, and so I managed to pay. I picked that up for like £40, and initially I thought the price was going to really drop off on that, but if anything, the initial ones that were on eBay, the pre-order ones, they went like that. And then the price started going up, and I think it kind of peaked at around 60, and then it's back down to 40, and maybe it'll drop down to 20, 35, something like that, I reckon. But yeah, it's really quite limited, and I want that one because it's a cool little bow. It's got Shackleton on it as well as the kind of the minifigure, and I genuinely think that all Lego sets, no matter what their scale is, should always come with a minifigure as well. That's Lego's defining kind of difference between anything else that anybody else does is the minifigure, and I sort of I just think they should always come with it. So
I actually spoofed the endurance in a post that I did recently, and spoofed the gift with purchase as well. I don't know if you saw it, but
I saw it. You did that a few weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah. Actually, I did it right after the storage unit. I'd already filmed everything, but this was the little one that I built to kind of spoof to say like I got the real one, but so I made this little one. But like if you look, I totally like spelled it wrong.
That's right.
And then I was saying that like it was captained by Jack Sparrow, and I brought in Titanic, and then this was the GWP. So it comes with Shackleton and Jack Sparrow on the back, and then it came with the Rose and Jack, a little blue.
Excellent.
And then it also had the islands with all the penguins on it, and Chuck from Castaway. Wilson. I made a little Wilson.
Right.
Yeah, I was the GWPs. I actually sell them for the most part. I'll sell them because it helps defray the cost of the piece. Like Barador is so expensive, but I think I sold that Fell Beast for over $100, which brought the cost of the set down. And then they put the pieces on the pad. Just make your own.
That was the thing. There was actually quite a cheap one to make up yourself, wasn't it? But but people want the box. That's the other thing. Zach, I think you can appreciate it, the packaging and stuff like that. People want that as part of the GWP. They don't want that. There's that cheap one that Lego does occasionally.
Oh, gotta love the yellow box with the instructions box, as the cover.
Oh, did anyone get the picture frame? GWP recently? Because like
No,
I
didn't
didn't care
float-
for it. I looked at
Nah,
that's
it
the thing.
wasn't my
It
thing.
didn't look great. And then we did like a little white elephant gift with my family where you know everyone exchanges and steals something from someone. And I ended up with that and I built it and I was like, this is super cute. Like there's some really, really cute details on it. Like there's a
Yeah.
little tiny, I don't know if you saw it. I can
It's got some parts.
I saw it at the store this last week, and it almost made me go
Dan
buy
and Si
something.
from 2K Files, they're the ones that kind of got me more interested in this than Lego did themselves.
Yeah, it's
which I
got the
guess-
little reindeer and the sleigh, and then the little gingerbread house and the tree, and I love and then it's like when you take it and you tip it this way, the bells will move depending on which way you use the frame. I once I built it, I was like, this is actually really cool, and I'm glad that I have it. But their packaging for it, their designs that they showed, all their marketing materials, terrible. Like I had no desire for that whatsoever until I actually got my hands on it and built it.
Yeah, I was exactly the same. Dan and Si, who's out there, 2K Files, they did loads of stuff on their Instagram, and I was like, actually, you guys make it interesting. And make me, but by the time I'd kind of got round to buying anything, especially today, I got some stuff today, and I got a gift with purchase with it as well. This kind of like fireworks set. I forget exactly.
Oh yeah, that's a re-release, right?
That's
They
it,
had
is
already
it?
done that over the summer.
That's right.
But Dan's photos on of the Tudor modular is actually one of the only reasons why I'm very interested in that set. And I don't collect modulars. I don't have any space for a giant city. It's not necessarily my thing, and I have very eclectic tastes on what I like. But that set, going back to I think what Zach was saying and why he wants it, is it does stand alone. I think part of the reason why it does stand alone really well is it's a corner. So it doesn't look like it's missing something on either side. It works out quite well. It's a nice starter. It probably is, your gateway drug to the rest of the modular. So good luck with that, Zach. But,
I think, I think a lot of people though are genuinely saying they think it's the best one they've ever done, and I can't really, even if I think that, I'll probably say it, but it doesn't carry much credit because I'm British. So, or more to the point,
the detail work is amazing, though. That's the thing. It's
just the angles
there's only
that
one
they're
other
using on the outside and everything. It just looks so good.
Yeah.
There's only one other modular that I was curious about that I would kind of buy, and if I would never pay what it's worth now, but I would buy it if it was retail, is the police station, because it tells that little story, I think, with like the donut shop and the people breaking in, and I thought that was really clever, and that interests me. But other than that, I mean, I definitely see the appeal, especially like I love Ninjago. Half the time you're getting half a set because it's a play set, so you're missing the whole back to it, and you end up buying two to try to build something, similar to like a modular for it. But yeah, I like that idea of it, but it's not something that I would want to continue collecting. I think.
Yeah,
it's
that's
expensive.
cool. It'd be interesting to see if you get it and you like it. So I'm thinking of. Well, I'm not just thinking. I'm definitely buying it day one for me.
Well, that GWP is really, really what would drive me to do it on day one, because that is super, super. You should bring it up, but super cute. Like,
well, I think I'll build that and I'll probably review it separately as well.
Yeah,
I think it's worth it, at least for a short anyway. But Nicole's going to be buying it. I'm buying it. Gaz is buying it. The second Saturday of the new year, we're going to do like a long stream where we build it in one stream. So it definitely can be done. Nicole, we've done the stats. We can build a 3,000 piece set in 12 hours. It can be done.
So I mean, I know I can.
I can just about do it. Ian, if you end up buying it as well, you're more than welcome to join. But yeah, I think there is quite a lot of love out there for this. So it's a nice thing that, especially kind of like my American friends, kind of feel the same about it as well as my German friends as well. TJ, I mean, I'm curious about what you think about it. I know modulars aren't really your thing. This does not have anything to do with Ninjago whatsoever. It screams Britishness and certainly not Ninjago-ness. But have you got any thoughts on the modular as far as modulars go? Is this okay, do you think?
Yeah, I really like it. This is the first modular in a while where I've been tempted. I think the last modular that came out that tempted me was Bookshop, and that was, I think, 2020.
Yeah.
So it's been a little while, but this looks really good. I could see myself buying this as a one-off, that's dangerous, but yeah, I like it.
Okay, very good.
Not a day one. The GWP isn't enough to entice me, but it does still look really good.
Yeah. Now, one I am interested to see if we do get a GWP is this one. Let's do this because I want to start triggering Zach. I think because I think he needs it. Let's have a look at some Blacktron, shall we? So you got it. Here's the thing, right? The thing about this that kind of slightly bothers me, Zach, is that it doesn't integrate at all with the gift with purchase that came out before it. So I was a bit about that. Otherwise, though, let's talk about the set itself. What's your thoughts on the set? And I definitely want to know what TJ thinks about this because he's got about 1 billion of the gift with purchases, which is probably why there's it's scarce in North America at the moment. But Zach, what's your thoughts on this? Does it tug on your nostalgia strings? What does it do for you?
Whoever at Lego designed that box and that box art should be fired immediately.
We said the same thing. We said all we want is box art that replicates the gift with purchase.
How do you do so much of all of the hype around, hey, we're bringing back this classic from your childhood and we're pulling on those nostalgia strings and those heartstrings, and you don't give it the classic box? I'm so confused by this.
Yeah.
Like just
it's got hints of it there. You got hints, but it's just a hint.
You set the roadmap with the Galaxy Explorer.
Yeah.
Like you gave it to, like you said, like this is what it is.
Yeah.
We're embracing classic space and we're bringing it back and we're going to redo here's this set. We're going to redo this set. We're going to you hold it up. I'm looking at mine, but you have one right in your hand.
Yeah.
You have a GWP with the same thing with the branding that you should have on this box.
Yeah, they should match. Yeah, they should absolutely match.
It makes no sense. And the release schedule of this, just throwing it in amongst 100+ sets on January 1st.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like they've set it up to fail. Brian said on the ZMB Live podcast that if they brought it out February, it would do so much better because it stands by itself. Do you think the same as well? Do you think the same as Brian? Do you think January the 1st is just going to get gobbled up by everything else and no one's going to end up? I mean,
unless you were just an absolute ravenous for a Blacktron set, man, this is getting lost in everything. I mean, because here's the thing: they're enticing you to pull the trigger on that modular, which is obviously crossing a barrier here. TJ said it, I said it. Like we don't collect, we don't collect these modulars. Like we don't collect these modulars.
Yeah,
and we are really curious about getting this modular on day one because of this gift with purchase, right?
Yeah.
This is going to get forgotten. This is just those of us that had the money to buy this are going to go, well, but I really need that modular because it comes with that GWP.
Yeah. Because I don't think I think because the world is becoming even more expensive. Let's face it. And 2025 is going to be just as bad as this year. And, inflation in America is through the roof anyway, so I hear. But I'm hearing, like, from what I'm seeing from people, they're kind of giving out all this is what I'm going to spend in 2025 on January the 1st.
I'm curious what makes this an adult set. I'm curious what is so sophisticated about this build that makes it an 18+.
Who's it for? Yeah, who is this set for?
Explorer was not, right?
No, it wasn't. And also as well, it is quite an odd shape. I mean, do you like it as the kind of reimagined?
Well, it's just I think if I remember from the other one, actually I have it somewhere. I saw the instruction book for the other one. But I think it's mirrored from the other one too. It's obviously bigger too. Honestly, the pictures didn't do it justice until I saw somebody build it or have it built in their hands. I didn't realize it's much bigger than the original. And
oh yeah,
I don't know
three
if
times the size. So it's the 3 times the piece count as the original.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's more sophisticated on the build than than the Galaxy Explorer. Galaxy Explorer was such a treat. That was such a good. That was like my top set of that year. That set was perfect. Like you could not complain about that set. It was a perfect price. It was a perfect build. It was swooshable. It was fun. It's literally hanging on my wall right above me. Like it's a perfect. That was a perfect set. I don't know if we're gonna feel that way with this one because it's an odd ship anyway. It's an odd. It was always odd back in the 80s when it was originally released. It was an odd thing to look at and hold and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's for those people that were obsessed with Blacktron, and they, but those adults are going to have other priorities January 1st, I feel like, and that's who that set's for.
Right. Okay. I see. Now, talking of modulars, Trevor's saying I've already bought Tom. That's his son. A modular. He said I said on Bonnie's Bricks last night that we've well and truly fallen down the modular rabbit hole and had some taken our ladder. Yeah. It's
reversed. It is reversed.
But
so that's so it was on the other. So they just mirrored it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You can swap them over, can't you? On the new one.
Oh, can you? Yeah, it looks like you can actually.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I think, didn't you do that on the old one too? Swap them around?
Yeah, you should be able to, because they were all kind of like even this one was that way, where that whole center part you could just take it out and then just put the satellite right up against it, or just have it by itself if you wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, cost wise, it's pretty good for the money. It comes in at £90 here. I think it's about $110, if memory serves me correct. 1,151 pieces. You get 3 minifigures in there as well, which I think are essentially all the same. Yeah, they are exactly the same. There's not a lot to them, very monochrome looking. Yeah, I mean, okay, so you're thinking then, Zach, of getting the modular. What about this? Where does this factor in it? And taking into account as well that you are a Blacktron fan.
It'll be purchased at some point. It's just not January 1st.
Yeah.
Like that's what, and I feel like because of that, so you're front loading your year, which again, second year in a row that they've done this now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not stopping. So you might have a little lull in February, but March, you're going to hit the ground. It's just going to keep going and going. And now we're into, April and then May. And then it's just and this is something that I continue to stress is when you push out as many sets as they're pushing out throughout the course of a year, stuff gets forgotten because all of a sudden your wish list just keeps stacking. Right.
Yeah.
And so in January 1st, you put, I really want that Blacktron set. It's going to go on the wish list. And then by May, there are 50 other sets that have pushed that all the way down to the bottom.
And
you forget
this then
about it.
becomes one of those sets that you get just before it retires because
I think that's what you do, right? Yeah, you wait on it and you hopefully remember that when it hits a retiring soon list, like, oh yeah, I never got that.
Yeah, yeah. Or I made a slight mistake a few months ago. I purchased as it was coming to retirement. I think it was Ninjago City Gardens. And I hadn't realised, it wasn't until I was recataloguing everything down in the vaults, in the London Bridge Bricks vaults, I found that I had already bought one literally a year before. So I've got 2 of them there, which is kind of cool. I'll just have one as an investment, I guess.
I'm still celebrating Christmas if you want to send it my way. I'm just saying.
Okay. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Bar humbug. But yeah, so okay, Zach, I interesting to know your thoughts on this. For someone, you are the perfect person that Lego have designed this for, yet it's going to probably end up being later on in the year, probably something with double VIP points or double insider points. So yeah, intriguing to see. I don't think this is going to sell well come January the 1st.
I don't think it will either. And the problem with waiting, when it gets close to retirement is that all of a sudden you also have how many sets? We almost had over 300 sets retire at the end of this year, right?
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden,
you got to get those, man. You got to get those,
right? And so now all of a sudden you start looking at your list, going, "Well, shoot, I really want that though," and then you start weighing it and saying, "Okay, I mean, I'm not made of money, like you got to start picking and choosing which set can you get versus it, and then that set starts to fall even a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, and you got to start making some sacrifices on that wish list. And I think it's a bad time to push it, because there's nothing that says they have to push this out in January.
Yeah,
nothing.
No, there's nothing. They could. This could come out as a summer set or something like that. There's no. Am I right in saying, Gaz? Gaz, you're pretty big with the kind of classic space stuff. Is there some big anniversary coming up? Because there's certainly not one for the rumored Death Star that's coming out in next year potentially. So, is there anything for Blacktron that you can think of that? Yeah, that's why it's coming out on January the 1st.
If it was, I think as Zach said, I think it was 87 they were out. So wait 2 years.
wait 2 years to bring it out. Yeah, why not?
Bring it out then, but
nobody in Denmark has a calendar. Let's just they don't exist. They live in some magical world where calendars just do not exist, and that's fine. That's it's cool. I would like to live my life without worrying about a 7-day week. I would just like to live in a magical world where dates don't exist, but that's where they live. This comes out in February, and you re-release that GWP with it. Yeah. Now all of a sudden you got yourself a good marketing scheme. You got yourself you can boost some sales in February where people are a little bit, down after the big January put. Now it makes sense, but they're not going to do that. They're going to push it out. It's going to die with, 50 other sets that they pushed out.
But luckily, and that's when we come along and scoop them up, because I think they've got longevity, especially when it comes to, I don't know, maybe purchasing some for a rainy day. Now, so Zach is the kind of guy of a certain age that was potentially around in 86, 87. I'm guessing he was. What about the new age fan of Blacktron? The likes of TJ and the Green Fleece. TJ, day one. Is this a day one for you? You can't. You've bought an absurd amount of these. If these were crypto currency, mate, you'd be a billionaire by now. Day one, Blacktron. Is it for you?
Absolutely. There's nothing else that I want a day one at this point. The only other day one sets I would have purchased were the Ninjago sets that I've already found early and the space set that I found early.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So 2025 has come early for you, TJ, which is weird, isn't it? Because I got it was Boxing Day last year. I bought a load of sets. The Entertainer was selling them early last year.
Well, that's not fair. TJ's cheating.
Well, that's true. That's it. TJ, are you going to review any of them at all? What, do anything with? Oh, you just building them on Twitch?
Well, I reviewed the one Ninjago set just because, and that was all right. That was fun. I don't know if I'm going to review any of the others.
Okay, let's
thought about it.
Let's have a look at the one that you reviewed then, because that must be a special one. We haven't looked at any of the new Ninjago stuff too much, so
I don't know what the set number is.
Oh, okay. Let's just
71841, I think.
71841. There we go. El Survey says.
Yeah.
Look at that. Dragonian Storm Village. Like the sound of that. Dragonian. Has it got a video with it? No, they didn't give it any budget for a video. But let's take a look. So what was your thoughts on this, my friend? And was it a good build? And
build was all right. It was a little small. This is one of those Ninjago sets that it's for the figs. It's got 6 minifigs in it, which is a good number of minifigs to have in a set. 2 of them, at least at this time, are exclusive. Technically 3, but Zane's only exclusive with the mask, I think. So, yeah. But the set build was all right. It's really just a facade for the figs to interact with. But the figs are where it's fantastic. A new version of Jay. He's now going by Rogue. So maybe I'll have to change my username to Titanium Rogue 52. We'll see. We also have a new version of Moro.
Sorry, TJ.
There we go.
They're changing the name of one of the characters.
Yeah, so Jay's going by Rogue.
Why?
Apparently.
Why is that? Why?
I don't know. We're gonna have to
watch the cartoon.
This is not fair. He's like
you got it. Yeah. There's 17 seasons, Greg. Start watching.
I am displeased.
Yeah, we don't know why Jay's taken a new name just yet, although there's some idea with what's been going on in the show, and I don't want to spoil anything. As for why Moro is back, we have no idea either. He was last seen, so he was the main villain of season 5. He possessed Lloyd, had an army of ghosts, and ended up getting killed off at the end of the season. Then he came back briefly for Day of the Departed just to kind of interact with the ninja briefly, and then hasn't been seen since. So how is he back? Why is he back? No idea. But
he was
here.
dead when they
Tune in next week.
Yeah. I was going to say, Christopher's been watching a lot of them recently, haven't you, Christopher? You got
I've
really
seen
into
them
it,
all
haven't you?
twice, literally in the last few months. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you that was season 5 because I watched them all, like all 15, 16, whatever seasons. I watched them all in a row, so they all just blend. But this is another one of those things where they're so shallow that it's like it is kind of a bit ridiculous. Like that Wolf Lodge that came out, which I did not buy this past year. Same thing. It looks like it could barely stand, like it's going to fall over because it's so thin and so tall. But yeah, I would definitely get this for the figs.
And it's got some good figs.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Figs were great. Yeah.
Where'd you find it?
And then I found it at Meijer. It's a retailer in the Midwest.
Have those here.
Yeah,
it's
is
only in
Meijer?
the Midwest.
Meijers are built different in Chicago or something because Meijer I have here is not good with the comes.
It's not just in Chicago. PBJ, who's out in the chat, he's been finding all kinds of stuff early, all kinds of things. He's the one who set me on this path. But yeah.
So texting the wife right now saying we're going to Meijer later.
Yeah, it all
actually
depends.
going to
I did
later.
last Saturday. I was out for 10 hours just visiting different Meijer stores in the Chicago
No way,
area.
really? 10 hours?
The farther out I got from the Chicago area, the less luck I had. So
interesting.
Okay, so let's have a look at the
would think
coming
the opposite.
soon.
Yeah, the Zane Battlesuit mech is the other one I picked up early.
Okay.
That one's a pretty
looks
nice
cute.
one. Yeah, nice little.
It
cheap
feels like
set.
thick
It
like
also
coals.
has
Good,
it's
good
got
price
2
point.
exclusive figs.
Yeah.
Wildfire's not exclusive, but it's the cheapest way to get her. But the other 2 are Drix, who's a member of the Forbidden Five. We don't know much about him yet. He was really in the background of season 2. We haven't really met him yet. And then the other is the version of Zane who is shirtless.
Ooh,
So there you
good
go.
prints. Guys, look at the prints on them. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, these figs are pretty cool too.
Yeah, I like it.
$10
who's-
set, pretty nice.
So who's this geezer on the end here on the right?
His name is Drix.
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 God, it was like some sort of
We don't
beetle
know
or something.
anything about him yet. Not really. He's just a member of the Forbidden Five. He was in the background. He was trapped in the nether
Hey, Luke.
space for a while. And then he got out at the end of the season with the rest of them. So we'll see. We'll see what he's all about. He's the master of Swarm, which who knows what that means. Ninjago just makes up elemental powers whenever they want. So
I don't know. Yeah, they seem to be doing that these days. Swarm. I mean, he does look a bit sort of bee-ish, wasp maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lotus style. I don't know. I kind of like it though.
Yeah.
It's quite cool. But yeah. All right. And you thought this was okay for £9? I mean, you got 3 figures. How many pieces? 92 pieces. 3 figures. Yeah, £9. That's
it's not bad.
really good value for money.
Yeah.
You don't say that very often about Lego between sort of $0 and $10. Let's face it. So, yeah, okay, all right. Any other? I mean, this one looks okay. Anything else sort of float your boat on?
Where's the big one?
Is that the big one there?
The big one's not up. It's $100 set. Maybe you guys have it available for pre-order. I don't know, but
Well, let's have a look.
it's basically a bigger mech. Oh,
There's
yeah.
one on pre-order. Here we go.
That's
we
not on
go.
pre-order here.
This one just looks like a mishmash of stuff.
Yeah, so it's another combiner mech.
Oh,
This time it's a bit different. Than the last one. Yeah. Very, very cool. If I had seen this, I would have bought it.
Yeah. I mean, that looks quite big, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like Zane's mech just there.
So that
same
is
set.
Zane. That is a buildable Zane.
What? So that's actually not a mini. That's not a mech. That is a sort of.
That is a character.
Upscaled character. Okay, Zane's been going down the gym. He's been joining Gaz, I think, on leg days.
Yeah, and then you have Ryu the dragon who can attach to the back. He has his own set. He was started out as the baby dragon.
And he's getting
now
bigger and bigger.
Now he's attaching to the
They
mech.
grow up so fast.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
And can I just say, he looks like he's in one of those kind of staged rooms from IKEA. He really does. It's like the perfect IKEA storeroom, showroom.
That's how they shot it. They just took over the store at the middle of the night.
Has that character got the dragon head as well?
Yeah, the Dragonians.
Yeah.
I like that. That looks really good. That does.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stickers in this, though. I'm seeing that. That's for a start.
Yeah. All that content for you, Greg.
I know, content. What can I say?
You should get it just for that alone.
Carrie, have you seen this week's one? This week's one's had like 33,000 views. I mean, it's doing all right.
I'll make sure it's 33,001 soon.
But for 42, it's doing all right. It's doing okay.
Really boring one. It's just like a black square with like an orange line on it.
I think, yeah, it is. It was a Batman one. Even I thought, oh, should I bother? And then I thought, oh, why not? And then, yeah, it's done all right. It's weird. I can never say. The ones that I really like, the big Ninjago stickers that I put on, they're very mediocre the way they perform. Algorithm doesn't like them. The algorithm just seems to like silly little stickers for some reason. I've got no idea why. It's an experiment. What can I say? So let's have a look at this one then. Let's see what the cost is of this in pounds sterling. So £90 for nearly 1,200 pieces. I think that's pretty good. Zach, am I right in saying, do you like Gundam, Zach? Are you a bit of a Gundam fan?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of, I think something along the lines of, say, Cole's mech, the big one that came out this year.
Cole's Titan mech that came out this is like one of my favorite sets of the entire year.
Absolutely. I think I definitely share that sentiment. I think TJ certainly does as well.
Not enough people know about that set. That's the biggest issue. It's like they just don't realize that set because it's got the Ninjago tag to it. Like and if they think that kids cartoon, kids toy, whatever, you know what I mean? Yes, Lego's a kid's toy, but I feel like if you had put that on a black background box at 18 plus and whatever and didn't have the Ninjago attached to it, I think more adults outside of the Ninjago fandom would have gone after this and loved the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Because this was a phenomenal. I mean, it is. I've got it posed up on a shelf, and it's as big as, which you can't see it, but one of the biggest Gundam kits that I have is almost a $300 kit, and it's just as big as that thing. And it's that thing should be on top of everybody's list this year. It is such a good set.
Honestly, the dexterity in this set is second to none. It beats everything that's ever come
the articulation
before.
in the knee joints and the elbow joints and everything. My God, they killed it with this set.
Yeah, it's a really, really good set. And I think
there's rumors of another big one in the summer.
Don't you tease me. Don't you do that to me, TJ.
One for Kai. There's two big mechs rumored, but one sounds more like a playset mech for younger kids. And the other has 14 plus next to it, so
14 plus, blimey.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see.
This one looks like a sort of quite a different sort of animal to Cole's Titan mech. What do you think of this one, Zach? Does this one kind of float your boat, or is it a bit of a poor man's Transformer?
I was going to say all this does is make me want a Constructicon Transformer set, instead of the rumored set that we're getting.
Yeah, I'm curious. Next, just for you, Zach, quick firing question, and this goes to you as well, Christopher. What should be the next Transformer that we get? That goes to you, Zach, first.
I feel like they should have. I feel like they should stop. They should have stopped after Bumblebee. At this point, Bumblebee was such a letdown, and I've been saying it for a while, ever since Optimus came out, that they have a Megatron problem where you can't give Optimus his big bad. You can't give him his ultimate foe because of the limitations and what you can transform Megatron into.
Yep.
And since they are going Gen 1 with everything, yes, Soundwave makes sense.
You reckon they can do Megatron?
So Megatron has three forms, if you follow the cartoon. So he has the gun, the tank, and the fighter jet. So they could do the fighter jet. I think
not in Gen 1, and that's the issue. Yes, he does have that, but when they have set a standard and said we're making Gen 1 Transformers, That's
yeah,
a
but
gun.
they change their mind all the time, so it'd be fine going for it later.
Because they're gonna continue. They're gonna give you a sound wave in Gen 1, and anything else they're gonna do in Gen 1. And I mean, you can even get around. You can even get away with a Galvatron because it's a strange looking cannon, spacey cannon thing or whatever. Like you could kind of get away with it. But if they're going Gen 1, which is what they've established and what they've said, this is what we're doing. They can't go anywhere else. Like they just can't give you. And frankly, the Gen 1 Megatron toy was ugly. So
it was.
I don't want them to do it. You know what? It was just an ugly toy because it wasn't practical. It just wasn't. It didn't make a whole lot of sense for them to do as a.
It's funny because as a robot, it looks phenomenal, and I personally, I'd rather them focus on the fact that it looks good in the forms. I don't need them to be able to transform. I'd like to be able to take the pieces apart and add more pieces to it, and that all comes in the set. But I'm quite happy for it to look good in like for me, Prime looks really good in its truck form and in its robot form. Whereas Bumblebee is neither here nor there on both. It doesn't look nothing like a Volkswagen Beetle, and it's kind of loosely based on what he looks like when he was a Transformer. But even then, like you said about Megatron, I thought Bumblebee was a bit as a toy anyway.
He very much was. Yeah, they basically took the cartoon design for Bumblebee and with the Lego set, which is fine because it represents what he looked like in the cartoon. And if you could do that with Megatron and not have him transform it, they set the standard with Optimus, and they knocked it out of the park. The fact that you could transform without really needing to take any pieces off was such an amazing accomplishment. They should have just stopped there and just moved on. But they decided to do the Bumblebee, and I feel like Bumblebee was a step backwards. Now, if they can do a sound wave, which again is weird because we don't have the ultimate bad with Megatron, we have a minion, his second in command, or I don't even know if you call Starscream second in command at this point. But if you do him and you have some cool buildable tapes and things like that can do, I just don't know if they can. I'll be curious to see if the designer can make that happen. But if all of a sudden Soundwave doesn't have any tapes or anything to go with it, it's going to be another step back, in my opinion. I just feel like they should have. They had it. They nailed it with Optimus. Just stop.
And you reckon they should have to there. What about you, Christopher? What about you, Christopher? Zach thinks they should have stopped at Optimus Prime. Would you like to see them do another one? And if so, which? Or should you think they should just call it quits while they're ahead?
It's probably, I don't really care about them, to be honest with you. So they can do whatever they want. I mean, my husband wanted Optimus Prime for a really long time, and I didn't buy it because I didn't like it. And I think eventually I bought it for him, but it just, it doesn't do anything for me. And I grew up with them, but it just, I do agree with Zach that like you do need to have like a counterpoint to Optimus Prime, and I also think that Bumblebee, look, I've always been on the side of not following the flow. Like I am not a huge Wolverine fan. Like I don't like these characters that are like so beloved that everybody loves. I don't get it half the time. And the same thing with like Bumblebee. I'm like, yeah, okay, great. But did he need his own movie? Maybe that was actually one of the better ones. But like, I don't know. Like I just doesn't do anything. I mean, I appreciate the design aspect of it, but it's not anything that I would want to collect.
Okay. And by the way, the new Transformers movie, Transformers 1, is meant to be really good.
Spectacular.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Yeah, people just haven't gone to watch
spectacular.
it. But
it's on. It was streaming, right? You can watch it.
Oh, can you?
Didn't realize Paramount that. Plus or one of the networks.
Oh, God, it's got to be the only one I haven't got is Paramount Plus. But yeah, it's
worth
badly
buying.
marketed.
Just buy it. Just get it on iTunes or whatever you get. Like, just buy it. It's worth it. You're gonna love it.
God, yeah, that has bombed quick then if it's gone straight to streaming. But it is a really good film. It was just terribly marketed. It really was. But yeah, here we go. Martin's saying that he really enjoyed Transformers 1 as well. It's a retake or reimagined origin story, and it's good. It's meant to be very, very good. So I'm looking forward to that. So what about you guys? Do you think that they should do another one or just kind of leave as is?
I mean, I'd say leave as is, I guess, because I mean, it looks great, Optimus, but then if you want something that transforms get a transformer.
Yeah, there is that.
That you can kind of get all the exact shapes you want in it. So yeah. I mean, if I hadn't got rid of it, I mean, it'd be nice as a curio. But yeah, I mean, I did love the original Transformers when it was still on, but again, it's not something I want to combine with Lego, really, because I don't think the two blend well together. No. Personally,
it was neat.
Gundam
it was neat to see that if they could do it right. Like it was neat to see if like that first one. That's what I keep saying about Optimus. It was neat. It was a neat challenge. They showed that they could do it. You're good. Move on. Like you said. Like Gaz said. Like you can go buy go buy the toy. Like if you want to buy the toy, go buy the toy. You don't need to continue to go down that path with this.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, intriguing. Nicole, did you ever purchase any of the Transformers at all? Or is it just something that just you don't need to collect it? It's not really your thing?
I have to confess that I didn't know anything about it, but in September, October, I was in the States, in Washington, and we went to the movies, and the others picked a movie. I just watched along, and it was the Transformer movies, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Have you not seen any of the other movies at all?
No.
None of them?
None.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I can't even watch those movies. I just don't know what they're doing. I can't see. Optimus Prime just doesn't look like Optimus Prime, and Megatron just looks like some other. I don't know. When you just. I think it's Gen 1. I think that's because I was brought up on Gen 1, read the comics and stuff like that, and there was that whole story in and around it as well, and things like that. And I remember they went to some other planet. It was like a junkyard. It was bizarre, and it all talks backwards, and that was bizarre. But it was
it's Eric Idle, baby. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What was it called? It was
the Junkticons, and it was Rekgar.
Yeah, and I loved all that. You know what I mean? It was like,
well, and that's this new movie pays respect to that old
that's
original.
So
80s
I definitely want to watch
well.
that. Yeah, because the 80s cartoon, the movie cartoon, was just, oh man.
If you know that 80s, if you know, which is still the worst title ever is the Transformers the movie, like that. Yeah. If you know that one, you're gonna like. There's so many little Easter eggs for this.
I will watch
it's
it.
Such a good movie.
I will 100% watch that and buy it, because I just heard it's just like one of the best films this year that no one's going to see. Intriguing. So something we're going to do now, something a little bit different to the norm. We're going to do some PMQs. Now, I want everybody out there to get involved in this as well. And basically, I've queued up a PMQ for each of our guests on the panel tonight. These PMQs are ones that we've had throughout this year. So some of them will look quite old in the respect that they haven't got subtitles and they've got a slightly different intro and stuff like that. But that's because they're from way back in sort of January, February time, which kind of seems like years ago now. It really does, especially from a production kind of value. So I think. So who should I start off with first? I think we're going to start off with. I think we're going to go Nicole. Nicole, you've been a little tad quiet tonight. So let's bring you to the fore for a bit. So tonight, Nicole, you've got a PMQ from Mr. Matt Mellish. And he asks you and everyone in the chat the following question.
Hey everyone, I'm Matt Mellish, and you can find me sharing LEGO content pretty much everywhere online, including TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. So, my question to Greg and the London Calling panel is, with so many new LEGO sets being produced, across all themes, at a rather high cost, how do you prioritize what you buy and manage the sheer amount of LEGO that's being released? Even as a superfan, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed and caught up in all of the FOMO that's spread online. We can want it all, but that's impossible due to the cost and the amount of space that it would take up. So, I'm wondering how you handle it and what your approach is. With that being said, it's over to you.
Fabulous question there from the Mellish himself. That is, of course, Matt Mellish. I don't actually know what a Mellish is, but anyway, I'll look it up one day. I like the charm of not knowing, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So, Nicole, I in years gone by, you've always been very clear on the fact that you tend to sort of get a splattering of everything and quite often overspend. And don't forget, folks, if you do want to join in as well, let me know in the comments as well if you're watching this back. You, though, this year, I've noticed that you've been much more focused on what you're buying. Whether that that might be down to all sorts of factors I don't know, but you're certainly spending a lot more money going around the world, like some of us, doing other things in the form of Lego. It's not all about Lego. Lego's not always about Lego, folks. It's the social aspects of it as well, the mentality. So, Nicole, how have you prioritized? What are you doing to prioritize for January the 1st, 2025, for example?
You are right on the nose. It's incredible. You know me too well, because my answer is that my weakness is my strength as well, because I buy so much that it is impossible for me to be a completionist. It's impossible, because I like everything except of Sonic and Mario. Other than that, I think I dip my toes into absolutely everything. So it's absolutely impossible for me to be a completionist. I pick and choose of the sets that I want and like. And that's a fair number. And I just talked with Martin today about it. When we the other day talked about what's my favorite set of 2024, I realized that for 2024, I bought 60 sets. And
60? Wow,
no,
that is
not
a lot
16,
of sets.
60. But that is the lowest number. In the years before, it was something between 100 and 120 on average. And 2024 is the lowest number of sets that I bought since 2018.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But that is, and basically, I just pick and choose what I like. Like, for example, I love Harry Potter. But I will never be able to buy everything. I love Star Wars, but I just pick and choose, and I never come into the situation of, oh, I must to really complete it. I have 4 or 5 dream sets, totally fine with me. I do not need everything. I just buy the things that I like, and that's enough.
Yeah, and you're less tempted now than what you was before.
Exactly.
And is that because you're maybe putting more money into, say, mocks and things like that? So, you're kind of changing lanes a little bit in terms of less collections, as it were, and more focus on what you want to build. And if it's not out there, then you'll just build it anyway.
Rather less space. Because I slowly start to come into a phase of I do not have the space anymore.
Right. Okay. Time, money, space. It's the thing, isn't it, Zach? Let's face it. We've all got that issue. It's either you can't have all three, and if you have, you're extremely lucky. I've not met anyone yet. Okay. Interesting. Now, you mentioned about the way you do prioritize anything like that. I'm curious. I might. Because we want to get to know Zach a little bit more tonight, because it's the first time he's been on. It's his debut. Zach, do you have any kind of hints or tips how you prioritize what you're purchasing?
Well, first of all, can we please get Christopher and Matt on an episode at the same time? Because I feel like that duo of hair would break the internet. It would be incredible. I get Mr. Bricks O'Brien calls me out all the time on this for being just a Lego fan as opposed to a specific theme, and it's rough out there, man. It's tough. I tend to prioritize stuff, which is probably bad, that I feel is going to bring me the most joy, and some of those sets can be all over the map. Like I don't sail for a living or anything like that, but I knew I would love the endurance set because I'm a huge fan of micro builds.
Yeah,
and so that set's going to take something that has got some really cool minifigs or something like that.
Yeah. So, I see. That's interesting because there's a lot of people getting into micro builds these days, and Harry Potter's certainly got an excellent one with the Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah.
And what you can do with it.
The Diagon Alley that's coming out.
The Diagon Alley that's coming out as well. Yeah. I mean, that again for me, I'm gonna get it but it's not a day one. It's just not a day one. And I don't know. I don't know if Lego need to rethink their strategy or something, but it's just too much for anyone to have all those sets come out on one singular day. I just think anyway. I feel I always thought back in the day when I first kind of got into this, I thought I can keep up with this, and I just basically can't because I haven't got time to even build.
I tried.
What I built, yeah.
I tried, and now I have a closet full of sets that I probably won't get around to building anytime soon, because of that. So 2025 is going to be a rethinking of how I handle my Lego purchasing and stuff like that, just because you can't continue to chase all the sets out there, unfortunately.
No. And last of all, and I know this was meant to be just on one person, but we're kind of getting to know Christoper as well, because this is only the second time Christoper's been on. So Christoper, you've bought a lot of Lego in the past, and you mentioned the word earlier on to me that's kind of resonating with me quite a lot. It's kind of molding around in my brain about excess. We all like excess, and in a funny way, you've kind of got this second chance at buying these Lego sets again. Are you going to do it differently to what you've done it before?
Yeah, absolutely. Unequivocally, I will be doing it differently because it made me just first off a few things. Adding up that list and realizing that it was like over $10,000, and that was all stuff that was purchased in the last year or two. I was like, well, okay, because I don't think any of us want to, and I'm sure I'm probably on the low end of what everybody else is spending, but that was an eye opener. And then again, to go back and be like, okay, well, now I have this list of 110 sets were stolen. Which ones do I want to replace? And I'm like, nope. And so it made me really think about okay, well, I agree with what Zach says, something that's going to bring me joy, something that, if I know that there's something that I could spoof about it on one of my reels, or something that I could, do or build a review or something on, I will do. But for the most part, it's just going to be about passion, I think, at this point, because I obviously don't have the room. We're not going to continue with storage, so there's whatever's left is coming home, and now it's just going to be a mess, and I just don't have the space for it anyway. So it definitely makes me rethink that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, that's intriguing. I'm intrigued how people, in your instance, with this kind of second chance thing, and it's not quite as clear cut as that, but intriguing to sort of see how you would do it again. I know, having sold some of the Lego I've sold in the last couple of weeks, I'm thinking I'm going to be much more laser focused in 2025 on what I spend, and I've certainly bought less. I haven't done my accounts yet for this year that's just gone, but I do feel as though it's a lot less than what it was before. That said, just getting to Brick World Chicago cost me £2,000 before I've even landed in the country. So there we go. You could buy a lot of Lego with that.
We're actually using part of the insurance money that's coming back in to book for Bricktastic.
Oh, phenomenal. So you're going to be over. Is it this February you're coming over? Oh, this coming February? Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, wow. Okay. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well, that's the thing. Oh, there we go. There's a revelation there. That's good to know. Right. Let's see what they're saying out in the chat. Dude, honestly, that's so good, Christopher. Lego Team B says, Greg, I like the charm of not knowing. It's definitely a charm. Now, in regards to time, space, and money, Liz goes to say Miles Turner probably has all three. There's a few people out there that have all three, granted, but are they happy? That's what you got to ask yourself. Gaz has the time and space thing under control. Gaz, would you agree with that?
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that.
In theory.
That's a Doctor Who reference, right?
Yeah.
Time and space. When we all have a TARDIS closet to put all of our sets in.
That would be nice.
I do have one, but it's like that thin. So it's like Lego sets. It's getting thinner. So it's like.
Oh, it's all those plates, guys. Bunny Bricks goes and says, I'm getting through my backlog quite well all of a sudden, and I have to say it's actually really satisfying. Although I'll still buy the odd new set when it comes out. I agree. I do like watching your stuff. You are synonymous with Disney, Bonnie. So I hope you keep it that way. For me personally, anyway. Albeit, I don't think Disney's that great come January this year. Actually, I think it's a bit lax to say the least. Bonnie then goes on to say, absolutely, Gaz. Although having to store a lot of this recycling bin ain't big enough when it's only collected every couple of weeks. Oh, there you go. That must be a Scottish thing. And don't worry, the scores on the floors will be coming in a little bit later, folks. I'm purposely holding back on it at the moment. Brixaplorium, Trevor from over in Chicago says, purchasing Lego is a daily temptation for me. It's hard to hold back sometimes. It sure is. One Brickstar says, buy sets on discounts. That's what I've been doing. Limit your backlog. Don't impulse spend. Don't army build. I have been army building, unfortunately. Use insider points wisely and don't buy sets just for the minifigures. Intriguing, yeah, intriguing. Floor score, we will be getting those, don't you worry, Emily, a little bit later. So who should we go to next? Let's have a bit of TJ. Who did I line up for TJ? This is who I lined up for TJ. So for TJ this week, we've got Liz is PMQ. This was the first one that she came out with earlier on this year. I think it was like around February or something like that. I don't know when. It was in and around the time she interviewed me for her awesome podcast. Anyway, so this is specifically for TJ and you lovely lot out there in the chat. And Liz asks us the following question.
Hey, I am Liz, and you can find me in the chat usually. And I have a podcast. It's called They're Just Humans, so you can find me anywhere you get your podcasts, and usually in the Instagram world. So my question this week for Greg and the London Calling panel is there a Lego set that brings you back to your childhood in some way? It doesn't need to be based off of that set, but maybe it just brings you back into a particular point in time. Anytime you look at it, it just sweeps you back. So just curious if that does, if any set does that for any of you. So with that, I'll leave it to you.
Another phenomenal question. Thank you so much for that, Liz. TJ, I wanted to give you this particular question because I thought you're the youngest on there, so you haven't got to think too hard. At least I hope, anyway. We know that Zach, one of his childhood sets, one of his favourite ones, was the original take on the Renegade. And for various reasons, it was one of his first full sets and stuff like that. And in and around all that, it was lots of loose Lego. But for you, TJ, what's a set that kind of casts your mind back to when you was, I don't know, a few years ago when you was classified as being youthful?
Oh gosh, I think really any of the Space Police 3 sets. There was the third Space Police theme back in 2009. I think in particular Hyperspeed Pursuit is one of my favorites. I feel like I've answered this question in some form before and I've gotten it out to show it, but it's packed away in several layers of storage bin at the moment. So yeah, it's that one in particular is a great one. Yeah, really any of the Space Police 3 sets will take me back to that really early childhood, and that's why I like space in general. That's where I started, even before Ninjago. Before Ninjago existed, space is where I started, which is why I love all the stuff that they do. That's why I love Blacktron, Galaxy Explorer, all the city space.
Dude, you are all in on it. You are like literally all the cards on the table are in that direction for you. So it's almost like Ninjago's become your thing on the side to do.
Yeah, once Space Police 3 went away, I didn't really get into Alien Conquest, which was the next space theme.
Yeah.
But then I got a Ninjago set for my 11th birthday, and that just it started a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose if I were to give a Ninjago answer, the Skull Motorbike was that first Ninjago set. Whenever I see that just takes me back.
Wow. That's incredible.
I think I have it.
Oh, you have it? Oh, yes. Do show it off. Hey, Brickspace 9. Good to see you, dude.
My show. Yeah, it's just this little motorbike set.
Now, is that the one that came with? Is that the one that came with Kilo?
No, that's a different set. That was way
Okay.
later. Yeah, this very simple feature. You just pull this lever and the front part flips in front, so that the idea is that if a ninja is standing here getting ready to attack the driver, just flings him away.
Eject.
Yeah,
like it.
This is a lovely set. This brings back a lot of memories too.
Nice. Now, as well as TJ and Zach kind of being into their space stuff, Gaz, you're quite into your space. Would you say that like there was an old space set that you would sort of say that would kind of take you back to your youth, because you've been armying up like a good one, a certain space faction recently?
Yeah, actually over there somewhere. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the name of it. It's like the one that always, I think we got it off Weetabix, because they used to do like a thing years ago. Yeah, you'd have to collect these like little vouchers or something for it. And you'd sort of send, you'd collect so many, you'd send them off, and you'd better get one. I think that's what Mum said. I mean, her memory's not the best, bless her. But I can't remember what it's called. It's basically the set that always takes me back though. It's he's a white spaceman. He's on a little buggy. He's got a handheld thing with a green round brick, and he just got this great set of tanks on the front of the thing. And that's it.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. That was a cheap little tiny set. That was.
Yeah. That's like one of the earliest ones.
It's like £2.50 or something like that. It would have been.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like 20 odd quid now at least. But yeah, it's just that sort of that set, and was definitely one that always takes me back, because I always remember that one, and that was like the longest serving one. I mean, I had like the little space dart as well, which is quite cool. Oh yeah,
I had that as well. Yeah, he's made up of a couple of sort of wedges, wasn't it, and a very cool printed classic space logo on the front of it on the slate.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So, very cool. What was it? Yeah, it was actually the space buggy. I think it was actually 1979. So that's probably how we got it on the serial. Yeah, that's probably the one. 886. Yeah, that's the one. Thanks.
Yeah, there we go. The 80s theme set, says Martin, says we have yet to get. The Goonies Gizmo will throw back to being a kid watching those movies. I seriously can't wait for those sets. Yeah, dude, it's going to be great. Yeah, of course, next year we got a lot of stuff coming as well. We've got TJ there as well. Good to see you guys, Simon, Dan. I hope you guys had a super Christmas. I know you did, but anyway, always nice to wish you it. So, okay, so where should we go next? I think we're going to go to the Brick Bods next. Who have I selected to ask them a question this week? And don't forget, it's to you lot out there as well. And if anyone is watching this back, do me a little favor, give the stream a thumbs up. Give the stream a thumbs up anyway, folks. Everybody who's on the panel tonight, from Zach to Christopher to the Brick Bods to Lady Milk Brick to TJ, everybody who's on tonight, you'll find all their details down in the description below. And for the Brick Bods question, we've got Cody in the house. And Cody asks us, or more specifically the Brick Bods, the following question.
Hi everyone, this is Cody, and you'll find me over at Instagram at CodyO0937. This is my question for Greg and the London Calling panel. My question is, when you have a builder's block, building a mock, how do you get over your builder's block? And with that, it's over to you.
Thank you, Cody, the king of swag. The Brick Bods, how do you get over kind of like mind blocks when it comes to building mocks? How do you get through it?
I mean, I'm always last minute building stuff, so you just have to push through. But I guess if I wasn't building it the day before I need it, I'd stop for a bit and then come back. I feel that's always, no matter, like, not just mocks, but everything in life. If you're stuck, just take a break, come back in.
So as I feel that, like, I just stick bricks together. So this is something that I do a lot. So, you know, I will do just random things where you put a couple of hinges and plates together, just to play with bricks. You're not trying, and the point is that I'm not trying to build anything at that point. I am just picking up whatever bricks are around and put them together.
Yeah, but do you think that gets the kind of the juices going, the creative juices going for you?
Yeah, I think it just it just engages you in a different way. You're no longer thinking about what you're doing, you're just doing. And that's a really good way of just resetting your mind and then allowing you to go back into the, right, now what am I actually going to do with the mock? You know, it's you take a step away from it, but you keep going with the Lego. Whereas I feel if you completely take a step away and like leave the room and go off and do something else, then
it's harder to come back.
Yeah, you've got a certain level of inertia you've got to get over to get back into the room and doing it.
Yeah.
So this way you're still at the desk, but your brain just switches off for a while and it gives you that time to refresh and then get back into it.
Could we maybe make a spot in the room for you to put those things that you've built that don't matter?
But you love finding them randomly around the
Like the
room.
number of times I find something, I'm like, is this important or is this not? Like, can I take this apart or can I not? So just put those to one side, maybe.
But you love it.
Okay. Well, look, I think this is a good segue into asking Ian. Seeing as Carrie would like you to be more tidy when it comes to putting away your kind of thinking bricks. How tidy is the floor? So with that in mind, Ian, what's the scores on the floors?
I think it's pretty much the same as last week.
Perhaps -3 last week.
Yeah, so I think we'll stay on -3.
Let's stay on -3.
I've got cheese, I don't care.
Has nothing improved this week?
I mean, you know,
it's been Christmas,
we've not been up here.
We almost forgot to do our podcast. That's how much we're like.
No.
I was like, do you know what day it is? He's like, no.
This week's one was a quiz one. Have you just like copied it off like one of your podcasts?
We just went and did a quiz.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because we didn't have time to edit it or to come up with any ideas. And it was fun. We had fun.
Yeah.
That's the point of our podcast, is that we get to spend some time together. And then we just share it with you guys.
Yeah.
So,
did you get my message earlier on as well that I sent about the feedback one? Yeah, check it out. Yeah, you should have got an email earlier on from a company that's been surveying all the Lego podcasts, and you came in the top 10.
I did not
so
know.
I messaged you to congratulate you. So yes. Well, London Calling, which by the way, they took a sample of 3 of them, made it in at number 13, which I was quite pleased about. So and Zach's in there as well. But I was speaking to you about that after, Zach. It's a bizarre one.
Didn't know anything about this.
I know. No, it's kind of, it's called feedback or something like that. It's literally come out of the blue. But anyway, I think actually talking to Zach, I think it's time for Zach's one this week. And I think for Zach, I think it'd be an intriguing one actually, from Brick Clicker. And we all know and love Brick Clicker in one way, form or another. But yeah, this week's PMQ is going to be from Brick Clicker, coming straight to Zach. And of course, you lovely lot out there as well. And he asked us earlier on this year the following question.
Hello guys, Bricklick here, and you'll find me over on YouTube and also Instagram, and this is my question for Greg and the London Calling panel. As we all know, LEGO leaks have become a huge talking point over recent years, so do you prefer when LEGO announces sets without any leaks or rumours to what they could be, or do you prefer some rumours and leaks to build up hype in between releases? I know I definitely love a good LEGO leak, and with that, it's over to you.
Intriguing question, Zach. Obviously, Brick Clicker loves a good Lego leak. That's his thing. But what about you? Do you like a Lego leak to sort of help build up hype, or would you rather be surprised on the day?
I feel like I should answer without taking a breath, like he does in his videos. I wonder if I could do that. I think rumors are fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think leaks are dangerous.
Interesting.
And because leaks, there's a difference, right? You have rumors, word on the street, whatever. When all of a sudden you start seeing leaks are things where you have like really bad photography of something, from some design, whatever on a shelf or whatever. Once they hit, a store shelf at that point, that's fine. It's fair game. But I think, I definitely have seen leaks the modular is a prime example. I saw leaks early on for that, and I was not jazzed about it at all. Once we got the official imagery and I saw it in people's hands and everything, all of a sudden I was then excited about it. But that original leak for that modular did nothing for me. So I think that could be, if that's what you base your entire opinion off of a set, is just that leak that you saw and you just completely turn your mind off to it and move on. It may hurt you down the road for something. But I think rumors are a blast. We've been all talking about $1,000 Death Star now for a few weeks, and that's fun. Like that's we don't know anything about it. We don't even it's a rumor. It's something that Brian and I posed the question before that rumor was even around. Like, hey, what's going to be that first $1,000 Lego set? Because it felt like it was we're getting close to that point. So, I prefer to stay to the rumor side of things and leave the leaks in the pipes where they belong.
Yeah, intriguing. Well, let me know in the comments what you boys and girls out there think. And if you are watching this back, just let me know in the comments as well. Where should we go next? Well, who hasn't had one yet? Gaz hasn't had his, and nor is Christopher. So I think let's go Christopher next. Christopher, a legend, an absolute legend that Zach and of course TJ would definitely have heard of, and most likely Lady McBrick as well. In fact, everybody has heard of this guy. It's More and More. So this week, More and More asks Christopher, and you lot out in the chat as well, the following question.
Hello, London Calling. By now, we've seen the new Icon set, Over the Moon, with Pharrell Williams. Now, he's a known musical artist and creator, and the set is actually a tie-in to his new movie, where he shares his life story through Lego animation. He talks about his love for space and how it represents limitless imagination. And that's why we have a spaceship as the new set. So, my question is, if you could release a set that represents something meaningful in your own life or story, what would it be? For me, it'd be a game controller. Video games have become my career, and I've met so many amazing people and done so many amazing things through my love for games. That includes content creation. Now I get to live my life dream and design games as well. So, what about you? What kind of build represents you or an aspect of your life? Thanks.
So, More and More, Christopher.
So deep.
I know it was a deep one, but I think I think it was a really nice one. Obviously, because we're getting to know you a little bit deeper, and I think you are. I think there are some levels about you that we're yet to find out, especially when it comes to art and stuff like that as well. So I thought that would be a nice one to dedicate to you. So, what would yours be if you had to build something that kind of represents you? I mean, it could be like a sort of silhouette with a quiff. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that. What would it be for you?
That's a good question. I think up until recently, excuse me, my career has sort of defined me, and I don't really think of that anymore. Like I'm in the advertising industry, and I've been doing it too long, and it doesn't, in the beginning it was like super cool, and so I wouldn't do anything like artistic or anything like that. It's weird. It's kind of funny because a Lego set would actually be any Lego set would actually be what I would build, because I think I've mentioned it to you before, but I just started really jumping into the content creation world back in June, and I kind of came out of my dark ages a couple years before that, but not like as intensely, and that seems to be kind of what I do now. I mean, I used to cycle, and I used to ride my bike every day or every other day, 16 to 30 miles, and I don't even do that anymore. Ever since I started doing content creation, I have not even been on my bike. So I feel like just everything about me right now has sort of been focused around Lego and trying to just do this and have fun. So it's kind of like, it's almost like saying any Lego set would be representative of that. aspect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So in a way, you're kind of still finding yourself. You're still finding your Lego feet.
Yeah, at my age. Go figure.
I know, but don't you think that's a good thing? Like, I think that's a good thing. But because personally, I always say this, Zach. Tell me what you think about this. Because you're a family man. You've been there, done it, bought the T-shirt. And Christopher, I think you can resonate with this as well. And everybody else, of course. The older you get, the more. Or actually, the older you get, the less you ever get the opportunity to do something for the first time. You know, those days that you do something for the first time, then it becomes the same old sort of thing. But very rarely, it's a bit like, as I'm getting older, I kind of like going on adventures because it's something that's not defined and something that I don't know what the outcome necessarily will be or something like that. So that's kind of exciting. And I like doing things for the first time ever. And I find as you get older, you kind of done a lot of things. And, you kind of, I'm not saying you think you know it all because you never can. And it all depends on points of view. But I kind of like that. So I kind of like Christopher's answer, whereby he doesn't actually, like he could be, because he hasn't necessarily found his feet yet, or hasn't found the thing. And you have got your own niche, Christopher. No one else does what you do.
But no one is dumb enough to do what I'm doing.
But it's good though. It's good. It's part of my kind of weekly routine of Instagram stuff. So I don't know. I kind of like doing something for the first time. And are you the same sort of mindset as that, Zach? Do you like doing things for the first time and learning new stuff, or? Because I don't ever want to be set in my ways. The older I get,
I love to challenge myself. I think it's fun, and I've had to do that most of my professional career and everything like that. But that's part of what keeps me coming back to staying within the subject. That's what keeps me coming back to Lego, is that I'm waiting for them to surprise me again. And it's such an amazing moment when it happens, when all of a sudden, that's why I'm really excited about this modular coming out. It's like, I don't build them, so I'm really excited about what they're going to show me and what they're going to do. And, stuff that some others may be, kind of desensitized to because they're mock builders or whatever. I don't do that. So I'm going to see building techniques that I've never seen before and stuff like that with a set like this. And that is why I don't stick within one specific brand or one specific theme.
Yeah,
of Lego.
I don't. I'm very generalist.
That keeps me excited. It keeps me moving. But that's why I challenged myself to paint a painting for the first time this year. Stuff like that. I love that. I love experiencing something for the first time.
Yeah, no, I do as well. I hope we'll do. Lady McBrick, imagine this: 5 years ago, someone said to you, "You're going to go to Chicago and you're going to go to Manchester just to see a bunch of people and their Lego." Like it would have been like you probably would have thought, "I'm never going to do anything like that." And look at you now. So pretty cool.
And if I had told you that I ever started streaming and producing is a bit much, but doing something like video creation.
Well, you're producing it. It's still a creation of sorts.
You tell your past self, in a couple of years you're going to go meet some strangers you never met before in real life on the internet, over in a different country,
and play with Lego. It's crazy. What part of that is even right? I don't know, but anyway, it's life, and that's you gotta love it and enjoy it for what it is. It sort of feels as though as you get older, you do the new things that make you happy. As you think to yourself, when will I ever do it? If not now, or now or never equals never or now. That is so Scottish. But yeah, I get your sentiment there, Bonnie. Coach Brick says, this is why I like going to theme parks. If you only get to visit a place once, then I have accomplished something. Like Greg said, life is an adventure and you've got to live your life to the fullest. My wife really kind of expanded my horizons, because I have a couple of places around England that I like to go to a couple of times a year, and they're just kind of short weekends away and stuff like that. But pretty much every holiday I ever go on with my wife, who's travelled around the world several times over years, she never lets me go back to the same place, because I always think, I'd love to go back to that place in Spain I was in a couple of years ago, Mallorca, and she's like, we won't be going there ever again. We're going to go somewhere else. So I ended up in Turkey. So it's just a thing. She kind of is good. She kind of drags me along in that direction as well, which is always good because it expands my horizons. Trevor says life is extremely precious. Trevor, certainly of all people, will know that. Enjoy what makes you happy. Open your mind to new experiences. Our lives aren't dress rehearsals. Very, very good indeed. Good stuff. Good answers, folks. Deep and meaningful and light-hearted at the same time as well. I like that. So who have we got left? Gaz. We got Gaz left.
Yeah.
Gaz, this PMQ that came to us very early on last year came to us from your good chum, Ollie, aka Brick Askew. And he asked us, and tonight, Gaz, he specifically asked you the following question.
Hello, this is Brick Askew. You can find me on Instagram and on the Mockheads YouTube stream. This week, my question for Greg and the London Calling panel is, with LEGO convention season starting up, do you have a favourite kind of build that you like to see at these conventions? And if so, what is it? And with that said, over to you.
Oh, it's a real oldie that was. And the fact that in this year, Gaz, I know Ollie isn't part of Mockheads, but he's always kind of there in spirit, I guess.
Yeah.
And you've changed that around. It's evolved. It's become something new and different, hasn't it? To what it was, and very successful as well, might I add.
Try to make it that way.
Exactly. I know, and you do. You absolutely care about what you do and stuff like that, and it's good to see. And I totally appreciate that, and seeing you become an excellent streamer by yourself. So with that in mind, it is coming up to the season. We're only literally a few days from now. We're going to be saying next month we're going to Bricktastic.
Brickvention first. You see that
Brickvention. Oh yeah, there is that. So yeah, that's true. That's going to be nice to see as well. And we will have some eyes on the ground there as well. I'm working on that at the moment. So in regards to Ollie's question, what do you think?
It's a funny one, really, because I think it's the best thing, really. I think is just to be surprised, because it's all very well saying, "Oh yeah, the big ones. Oh yeah, they're going to blow your socks off." But actually, it's not always those. I mean, sometimes like doing like the mock the weeks here and like just chatting with people on Mockheads. Sometimes it's the smallest build that has the most impact as well. So it really just depends. For me, I think actually just what it is. You can get some, like New Hashima. That's probably the best example.
Yeah.
That's like a massive collaborative build, and it just stands out, and it is mind blowing just to look at it and all the different stories that are going on there. But then, the guy who designed the Mushroom House, Jonas, he was at Bricktastic last year. So he had the Mushroom House there, which is a lovely, lovely build. But he also had he designed his own version of like Treebeard from Lord of the Rings. That was really, really good, really, really nice build. Then you had like the Bods, they had the Elves mock as well, which is really bright and colourful. And then on the other hand, then you've got Kaz Mockett as well. She's got all her different habitats. I mean, habitats are quite small, really, but because she's got all the different range of them in the different colours,
in
it's
monochrome,
it's just so. I think for me, I think it does really just depend on what the build is. Not one thing particularly to look out for, just something that you'll see, it'll catch your eye and you make you look twice, and then something will pull you into the mock, and then you just be staring at it and be like, oh wow, have they done that? And maybe you start a conversation with someone. So
yeah, very cool, very, very cool indeed. I like that. This is really cool, man. PMQs will definitely be continuing next year, folks. We've had one every week this year, and generally speaking, people absolutely love them. So I will be reaching out to the likes of Bonnie Bricks again, and everybody else. And I've got a few new ones, but I need to start getting a bit of a backlog of them as well. So expect me to be reaching out to everybody at some point too. But Bonnie goes on to say, speaking of new experiences, I'm being coaxed into trying surfing for the first time New Year. Send your prayers now. A brilliant thing to do. You won't get eaten by sharks around Scotland, though. That's one good thing, I suppose. But wear your thermals, though, if there is such a thing for you up there in Scotland while you're out in the sea.
Not sharks, but the Loch Ness Monster, maybe.
Oh, yeah, the Loch Ness Monster. Imagine that. Great big serpent thing. I said, yeah, I wish it's going to be going, actually. It might not be. I'm thinking the sea, but it has to be in the sea.
I don't think you surf in lochs.
I was going to say, yeah, it's going to be. I suppose you could windsurf, but oh god, yeah,
paddleboard, right?
It does get pretty windy up in some parts of Scotland. I don't know if it's windy enough to make waves, but
it's all those
midges.
midges.
It would be Scotland.
That's true. But yeah, have fun. Yeah, haggis, that's the thing. Anyway, Bonnie, let us know how you get on. Take pictures as well. Brandon Smith says, yeah, the logo definitely shows it's an oldie. It definitely is. And KO said he thinks in reference to you, TJ, KO saying something about your Yoda eyes closing, or was that a figment of his imagination?
Go to bed, KO.
I think KO needs some pizza. He needs to drink some coffee or have an early night, I think. But there we go.
The eyes never close.
Right, let's have a look.
Stare into your soul.
It's like, oh,
blimey, he has got quite the look, hasn't he? He's like he's a gremlin, but he's kind of half gremlin, half gizmo. Here's the thing. But anyway, in a second or so, folks, Gaz will do this week's Mock of the Week with Gaz. So Gaz can tee that up. Let's have a look and see what the Brickbods are up to. Brickbods, what are you guys eating, first of all? What cheese is it you've got there?
We've got chili and lime.
Yeah, the chili and lime one's good.
It's a bit spicy. So then it has to be followed by the fig and honey one.
Yeah, we're running out of that one, though, unfortunately. It's a really nice one.
It is good. And then the sausage is
it's a nutty sausage.
Nutty sausage. Are you sure that's sausage? It looks like dog meat.
Definitely a sausage.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that you get at like Christmas markets.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Are it must stink in your room. Is it all right? Okay. Nice. Oh, that was nasty. Ian smells like a nutty sausage.
Not going to comment.
Okay. And then also we got some lubrication.
What is that?
Don't like lubrication. I do like lubrication, just not these ones. These ones aren't.
Okay.
Very nice.
Good. I think they're better dark chocolate, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, that's most likely. Zach, you do like long streams. I'm presuming you do long streams actually, because everyone that does Twitch tends to do long streams. Like there's just people. I mean, I know people that just fall asleep while they're streaming. They just don't seem to care on that platform whatsoever. Where's their dignity? But anyway, what about you? What snacks and that do you have for when you're streaming long streams?
Duplo in a hot tub, I think, is where I'm headed.
Right, nice. Duplo in a hot tub. We've been
change
here
that
before.
game, baby. Got to change that game.
It is. That is the thing. And Christopher, while we're still waiting for Gaz to tee this next segment up, don't forget to share it, guys. Are you going to try any other platforms in 2025, or are you going to for now stick with Instagram?
It's not for lack of trying. YouTube. So a lot of the content that I have, the spoof posts and stuff are usually about 3 or 4 minutes, and I have to cut them down to 90 seconds and make them vertical to get them to on Instagram. But I've I joked around. I only have 1 subscriber on YouTube, and it was my mom, and she didn't even really watch. But I haven't put anything out there, and part of the reason why any other designers out there will get this, the thumbnail, I'm so overly picky about what type of thumbnail I want, and because it's a system, right? And you have to have that repetitive nature so that people can easily visually identify it very quickly, that's that again. So
100%.
What does that look like? And that's something that I've sort of been struggling with. And but I have a ton of content. I just have so much stuff that I've done since June that I can just push over. And I think those dad jokes I do are under 60 seconds. And I think they do really well as shorts. So YouTube is really where I've been pushing content out onto TikTok. I don't get the algorithm
Oh
there.
yeah, TikTok's its own thing. That is
ridiculous. Like some posts will get like 1,600 views and some get 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I'm like
9. Jeez, yeah.
I don't even like single digits. It's embarrassing, and I'm like, I don't get it, and it's not consistent, and that makes me angry. So I don't know. YouTube is probably YouTube. I film everything. It's funny because like I spend a lot of time curating what the background behind me looks, and these 2 episodes I've done with you are the only time that anyone's ever seen it, because all of my content goes onto Instagram, and all you see is this like weird image behind me that my hair blends into, and like it. Yeah, so YouTube would probably be where I would go.
Okay,
and then Twitch. I have a Twitch account. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Kids play on that, right?
yeah, and Zach, the kids and Zach play on it.
Twitch is a whole other animal, just because it's just such a time commitment. Like that's the thing that people don't realize, because we've had folks like Matt's a great example, who jumped from short form on TikTok to come do some stuff over on Twitch, and he knows now, like, it is such a time commitment to do, because if you're not live, you're probably working on something to fix something going on with that live stream for there, and it's so interactive, and you never know what's going to happen because of raids and different things like that. That
I like.
It's very different than a live on a YouTube, because of that, because of the interactivity and the community. I mean, even this, this is fun, and it's a great, it's community building and everything like that. There's just that extra thing that happens over on Twitch that I don't feel like is good for a format like this, where it's a lot of us talking and having a really good time and interaction. You're going to spend so much time on Twitch interacting with your audience, and not being prepared or ready for what could happen in the next 5 minutes.
And I agree. YouTube definitely has that barrier up, which is why I kind of introduced the PMQ. So I get people that are out there in the chat and bringing them in.
Sure.
And it's just a way of breaking that wall. But I know what you mean. So I don't know, me and Twitch in 2012, I've got an idea. I have an idea for what I could do on Twitch, something a bit different that I don't do on YouTube. But who knows? But anyway, I tell you one thing I do know though. Now is the time for Gaz to shine and tell us what a kind of a look back, a mini look back.
His eyes about popped out of his head.
I know. He's like that, honestly.
I used to wake up in all day.
It's all those Red Bulls he has. He does love a Red Bull, didn't you, guys? Anyway, on that bombshell.
That's a monster.
Right, guys, I can have a bar of chocolate now and a wine gum. So it's over to you, my friend. Tell us what you got and why you got it.
Yeah, so one of the mocks I looked at this year was by this guy. So it's Nathan, also known as Woomy_world on Instagram. So I looked at him earlier on in the year, just because like he's got some really, really amazing creature builds here. So he's managed to get some absolutely fantastic shaping with these. So, I mean, the one that always stands out is this guy here, which I think is beautiful. We've got just some plates, some dishes, and bricks going in all sorts of crazy directions. And I think this one was one of the amazing eyes that somehow just managed to be really expressive by just being a few simple pieces. But the best thing as well is he's also got his builds into the Lego house as well. So they do like the showcase that they have there of everybody's, not everybody, but the certain creators in the community that they sort of pick to go and display. So they'll be in Lego house for a year. As Brandon said in the chat as well, he's got nice part usage at its finest here, because you've got like a croissant for the eyebrow, you've got the bandana piece then for like the cheeks of a cat as well, which is really, really cool. We've got the binoculars here from Jurassic Park, the 3D what they call infrared goggles. Can't think of the word of infrared there. But yeah, beautiful build. Now it's got me thinking as well throughout the year as well, just to be a bit more aware as well of like other creature builds that are out there as well that people manage to do, because there are some absolutely amazing builds out there that people manage to put together. And you just look at it and you wonder how you get the shapes. So we've got Woomy's World, who do check him out. If you haven't subscribed, just look at his builds and just salivate of how wonderful they are, because they
I
are
love that Kate
amazing.
Sith. I saw that Kate Sith at Brick World, and or for Bonnie, that cat chi. I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, so that was like one of those like smaller builds that was just kind of like up on a shelf, and I just made a beeline for it. I saw it and I was like, yes, such a good build.
Yeah, this is just awesome, isn't it? As well, it's just like the little sort of joyful look in this guy's face as well is really quite just drags you in, doesn't it? Like the expressions, and then you look.
It's quite the pose. I like the pose, guys. It's very nice.
Yeah. But he's got like barrels. He's like the barrel piece as part of the boots. This is like
great.
Yeah,
so
absolutely awesome. But then because it's got me then sort of looking at more creature builds throughout the year. This is going to be like a double feature. So it's sort. But then because I've been sort of looking at that, the algorithms kind of sort of picked it up that I like looking at those as well. Now this sort of jumps onto or segues onto this guy. So this is lay underscore breeks underscore de underscore loac, I think that's pronounced. I don't speak French very well. So New Elementary did a contest earlier on, about a month or so ago, to use it's called Mind the Banana, and you had to use the Lego banana element in a build. That was kind of the criteria, and then it was an idea that you'd have a contest and you could create an animal or whatever, and you'd win a prize. So, and that's when this guy came to my attention. So we've got this here. You can kind of see where he's going with this, just on this bit. So he's using the banana elements. You can see he's got a couple here and there. And at the moment, it's like, okay, so yeah, he wants to do this. How's he getting, I wonder how that's going to turn out. Well, it turned out like this.
Oh, wow.
Which is absolutely stunning. It is, isn't it? It's just fantastic. So yeah, again, another amazing animal build, and it's just again the shaping, and you can see he's just got little bananas for the claws. So he's fit the brief there.
With perfect use of the banana, that captures that angle really nicely.
Yeah, and it's just another one that's really, really brilliant to look at, and I just love the fact that people are able to get these shapes in Lego, because when you first start, it's just like you kind of just get the basic sort of 2x4s, and you kind of everything's a bit blocky. But then these guys have sort of taken it to another level yet again, and it's just brilliant. And I really love seeing these. So every time I see one, it's like, oh, how have they done that? And I still couldn't tell you. We started the year with like Donnie Chen's dragon, which no one understood how that worked. Everyone thought it was the same sort of system, with like Technic, this, that, and the rest of it. But no, he's used those Harry Potter goggles or glasses, the frame to that, and then just attach stuff to that. That's kind of set the bar for the year. And then we just had creature upon creature upon creature that just every week just blows my mind every time I see them. So definitely check this guy out. Check out Woomy's World. Check out this guy, because he has got some brilliant builds, and you can see here. I
like the process, guys. Just seeing the process, how he does it.
Yeah,
how they do it. It's incredible.
When you see what sort of behind the scenes with these, like, or what goes into them, it's like what kind of mad evil genius scientist has come up with this sort of build in the first place.
It's the eyes. Look at the eyes.
Yeah,
it's very good.
It's like again like Woomy's World, Nathan. It's just been able to get the eyes and just have them quite expressive in Lego. It's like just using because I think this is just like the I've actually got one. These are kind of just like these pieces, like the radar dish pieces. So he's managed to use those with like a bar inside it to get the eyes, and it's just like, all right, it looks brilliant. So
yeah, nice.
So yeah, go check this guy out as well. So as I said, he's got loads on his page as well. He's got like really, really fun little creatures, insect builds, some nice little shadow box with like a polar bear as well, which I really quite like, because I like the depth of it. But yeah, check him out. I'm going to butcher this name again, sorry. So it's lay underscore bricks underscore de underscore loac, I want to say. But yeah, do check out this guy, and also check out Woomy's World.
Awesome one, guys. So that was this week's mock Mocks of the week, mocks of 2024, really, Gaz, I'd say. Okay, in just a quick moment then, we will be looking at this week's photographs. And also then just after that, I just want to look at something very quickly because something I can give the panel to think about as well, actually. So over at Jay's Brick Blog, he's been doing for the last few days the kind of rounds of the best sets of the year. And he's got down to the semi-finals at the moment, and it's between two major sets of the year. This is the classification being the best set of the year. 40,000 people have been voting on this as well. And at the moment, it's between Dungeons and Dragon and Barador. And Dungeons and Dragons is just behind on 47%. And Barador is on 53%. So we're taking a look at that. I'll be interested to know what the panel think is the better set out of the two. I've got an idea what I think is my favourite out of the two. And in a second, folks, we'll go around and we'll take a look at the pictures. But before we do, TJ, was you actually building tonight, or was you sorted?
I was dismantling.
He was dismantling. What did you dismantle tonight? Show us what you dismantled today.
So I dismantled the latest Destiny's Bounty.
Okay.
Because it crashed in the show, so it's no longer.
Okay, and which are you preferring? That Destiny's Bounty or the one that you got off Brick and Brood earlier on this year?
Oh, the movie Bounty is superior. That's not getting disassembled.
Yeah,
and
okay,
then,
good one. I like the idea.
The other one I disassembled, which is, it's sad to see it go into storage, but it's the Diesel Knot. Back all the way from 2018. This thing has been assembled for 5 years, which is more than most of my Ninjago sets. But it is a lovely set. And then the wheels and the treads have to be stored separately. They have their own bag.
I see. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Making shelf space.
You are indeed. And that is the way to do it, guys and gals. But honestly, zip bag it. Anyway.
You don't reverse build it and put it into the numbered bags backwards?
I used to. I had that going for a while. But then I decided to just put it all in one bag.
I was going to say, Christopher, you got to have a lot of time on your hands to do stuff like that.
Well, first of all, I'm a Virgo, and that's what we like to do. But second of all, I told you I bought that Ninjago City off a friend of mine, and it literally came in like 13 or 14 gallon bags, and it was it was like all these pieces, and I'm trying to you have to rebuild that, and it took us days. We sorted everything by color into like buckets, and it was it's a lot. So
I got that to finish off in 2025, which I'm jolly well looking forward to. But something I am looking forward to, Nicole, is this week's Lego Pictures. And you know what, Nicole? It goes something like this. Voila, great segue. Thank you very much, Nicole. I certainly appreciate that. Right, okay, so let's get going on this. We've got 2 minutes to look forward to tonight, but we have got a few from last week, actually. So not too many, but we'll get through it. This is from Andrew, who sent us his Colonial Christmas as part of his Colonial mock that he's been building. Looks pretty good there. Gaz, are these like proper figs that you can buy? I think they are, aren't they? The blue ones look like the ones from the El Dorado Fortress.
I think so, yeah, because they did do Red Torso ones as well. At one point, they brought in like a different faction.
Yes, I bought one of those. I got one in a tiny little box. It's still sealed. I don't know why it's red. All the others are blue, so I was like,
I don't know about that hairpiece, because I know the Lego one had a black bow on the back. Those sort of wigs, but I don't know if that's just a variant. I don't know.
Oh, let's see. Okay, very good, very good. Just interesting to know. That's the latest Blocks magazine, folks. That's coming. It should be out in the next week or so. Guys, this is especially going to be interesting for you. It's got this geezer on it called Johnny Thunder. One of your favourites. It's like David Niven, that does. If you don't know who that is, folks, Google it. But yeah, check it out, folks. Latest Blocks magazine. And then Mr. Chalice sent me this. A lot of people getting into 3D printing. Zach, is that anything you're interested in?
I have a 3D printer that is a giant paperweight.
Yeah, I imagine that's how they end up. What about you, Nicole? Have you jumped on the bandwagon of 3D printing?
I don't have the space. And it wouldn't make sense because the only thing that I would use it for probably would be the thing that Tiago told us about, the storage of loose bricks.
Drawers. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You can just buy them, or just buy them off Tiago. Get Tiago to make them, mass produce them for everyone. Christopher, you're a bit of a designer. Is there anything you'd kind of get involved in?
It is actually. It's something that I was considering purchasing now that I don't have 110 Lego sets in my storage unit. I agree with that about the space, though. That's a problem. But I just think, like, early on, I wasn't a big fan of it because of, the lines and things that you can see in it. It's not smooth and something that would be like injection molded. But I do, I actually really am fascinated by it. And so is my husband. So it might be something good for us to both play with. But I also can very much see where it would become a very large paperweight. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's a bit like printers. How many people out there have printers in their house anyway these days?
They just have problems. So it's like part of the hobby is actually taking care of it and knowing how to. I had a literally print around the nozzle, and it just ripped all the components out. So
oh no!
I was just like, I don't know enough about it to rewire it to make it work.
We got one. It was through Kickstarter actually when 3D printers really started being a thing on there, and so I think it came about 2 years after I'd ordered it. And then I think it was in this room for maybe 2 months before it then got moved out so we could turn this into a nursery for Leah. And so it's not really been used since.
Yeah.
So that was 8 years ago. So not used it much.
They're nice for I print before it died. I printed wall mounts for some of the sets. So like I've got the Ghost up on a wall mount that I printed off, and the Galaxy Explorer and Benny's spaceship. Like we're all wall mounts that I printed off.
But could you just gone out and bought those wall mounts? Was that a possibility for them?
Which I'm sorry.
Well, could you have just gone out and bought the wall mounts, or?
Well, I mean, I think you can find them like on people print stuff and put it on Etsy and
Etsy,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
No, I've seen
so
that.
if you don't want to invest in the actual printer, but it's a fun hobby. It's just you got to commit the time to paying attention to the print, making sure that everything's working right, and then having enough of support out there which there is in the 3D printing community, but knowing how to fix problems if print's not sticking to the plate. Like, who do you talk to about what do you do to do that, or finding whatever YouTube that you need to find to make it happen. It's a neat process, but it's time consuming.
I know that in the UK there's quite a lot of what's one they're called maker spaces. And so these are either kind of free clubs, or you may pay a small membership, and it's basically a building somewhere where they will have things like 3D printers and laser cutters and kind of stuff like that, and people will just go and build their own stuff there. And you've kind of got the sociable side of it. You've got people who know how the machines work, so if you're new to the hobby, it can be really helpful to get you into it. So if you do want to get into 3D printing or any kind of work like that, like even if it's just like learning how to solder, if you try and find local maker spaces, then you may find one close enough that will help you get into the hobbies.
Weird.
Big 3D printing community on Twitch, and they will help you. They will they're always giving away filament on their channels and stuff like that to help get you started. Polymaker, who's a big supplier of filament, is a huge fan of the Lego community over there, and so they're constantly jumping into people's chats and stuff like that and sending people filament and stuff. So anyway, it's
cool.
There's a huge community out there to help you along the way. But like I said, it's still a time commitment on making sure that things are working the way they should be, or else you're going to end up with what I had happen, which is a big glob of death. That's
you could have kept that and sold it as art. I mean, Christopher would definitely know the contacts in that world. Said it a blob of art. Guys, this is what you've got, isn't it? Mr. Chalice got this one.
Yeah, that's the one I got. Yeah, it's that thing. Yeah, the light is still on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some crazy minifigs in this of somewhere. I'm not can't really tell which one. I mean, look at him. He's got the how many? He's got big in that one.
I think maybe the Kobe ones, maybe something.
Are they? Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's like anyone remember that Michael Jackson spoof geezer back in the 80s of that? It's like him. Anyway, bizarre. But anyway, that's very cool. This is that looks actually really good. Quite like the look of that. Even that's extremely spacey. But anyway, good stuff. Talking of more extreme technique, that is of course Echo Bricks, who we'll be seeing in a matter of weeks as well. As another one from Echo Bricks, proper technique. That's proper old 80s technique as well. This is Emily. Emily sent me this last week. This is very, very cool. Decorations. This is weird. This Christmas seemed like it was like ages ago now. This is like the week before. Oh, that's cool. I like that. The Wild West. Emily, remind us what this thought this was. I thought this was. There she goes. Look, there. I'm just reading what she's put out. I thought that was Michael Jackson. Remind us where this was again, Emily. That was I pre-configured or preset everything, guys. Just before building Brick Cross, which is quite cool. That works out well. All that's going to be very different from maybe tomorrow, definitely Sunday. There's the meals plate that I built it on as well. That was a gift, a present for me, gifted to me by someone in the community who will remain nameless, but they know who they are, and I'm eternally grateful for that particular set. That was when I was doing it. You could tell I was going to show this off last week because we were going to be doing Brick Cross that last weekend. Guys, can you believe that? It was only last week we did that. Unreal, that is. This is from Martin as well. Did you finish your one, Carrie? I don't remember seeing the videos for it.
I've done a video of the final layout. I haven't put people in it yet. We were going to do that as like a family, but we haven't got around to that yet.
Okay, so is that going to be finished next year now? Is that are you going to try and finish it
next year?
Okay,
it's always a work in progress.
Okay, I see. It's good though. I like this. This is very, very cool for mine as well. Good sticker application as well. Like it. Nicole, this is a Technic set. What's going on?
It is a Technic set, and best of all,
yeah,
it is one that I built live, doing a live stream.
You did it live. All the pins in it. Right. How did you get on with it?
It works. It worked out okay. I did not kill myself. I survived. And I'm very proud of myself. I really thought that I never would build Technic on a live stream. But it wasn't one of mine. I was a guest of Bonnie Brick's live stream, so I was only a guest. I wasn't hosting myself.
Okay, yeah, I definitely wouldn't do it if I was hosting. Well done for doing it, though. Zach, you're just getting into Technic, aren't you? What are you liking about it so far?
I jumped into the deep end this year.
Oh, what do you got?
The first Technic set I ever built in my life was that Ferrari Daytona.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
In the midst of all the chaotic chat there is on Twitch, on top of all of that. So it was an interesting experience, but man, it was really, really neat. I'll dabble in it from time to time, but I think I'm going to leave the Technic building to Echo. Yeah, he knows his stuff, and again, does some good things over on Twitch as well. But Technic is a different beast to System, that's for sure. This is Nicole. This is Barador. You enjoying it so far?
I absolutely love it. And from what I hear, it's a great contender of being the best set of 2024.
Yeah. Would you say, do you prefer Barador over Dungeons and Dragons, that set?
I haven't built Dungeons and Dragons, but if you asked me whether I like Rivendell or Barad-dûr better, at the moment,
Rivendell, wasn't it? Rivendell's like the best set, isn't it? Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the minifigures.
Yeah. I don't remember him being in it, but there we go.
Well, it's a Christmas set. It needs to have Santa Claus in it.
Yeah. It looks like a really nice Christmas set. It's only a nice one to get for Christmas. Oh, there you go. There's the digger again. And there's that. What's he doing? It looks like he's about to bite his bum or something.
Right.
He's got those eyes. This is Pink Wheels. Meredith sent me this last week as well.
Wow.
Again, and she specifically put things in there so that when I do zoom in, there we go, more mech.
She knows.
Oh, there's a lake over there. Okay, I just thought it was a big puddle or something. And then over here, what we got up here? Cool sets. There we go. That'll be some Star Wars there. Oh, we've got the frigate there. That was a special edition. That was, guys. More mess over here. You can see the reflections there. They look like dishes there in a sink. Very, very cool, Meredith. But look, this is a sneak peek. Yes, it's a mess, Greg. Down there. I like this. You can keep sending these through, Meredith. This is fun. But this is a sneak preview of the 2025 new Hashima, which looks amazing. I've never seen these before, guys. But that's big. I mean, guys, that's got to be about 8 foot tall.
Yeah, it's very tall.
It's not saying anything, Pink, but I think one of your lights might need refitting into the ceiling as well. Just say, but no, very, very cool indeed. I'm totally excited about seeing new Hashima this year. I really am. Nicole, we'll see it. It'll be good. Okay, next up. Now, what's going on here, TJ? This one I recognise. This one I do not. Gaz is thinking, why didn't I think of making that? And this one looks bloody excellent. What have you done here, mate? This is like a super TJ recolor.
The one on the left is from the City Space Station, a build I'm familiar with, and I decided to recolor them for a couple different space factions. So we have M-Tron in the middle. I built that first, and then I built Blacktron the next day. I think around when the set leaked or was revealed. And yeah, I just like having the little recolors, nice little things.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I even got the transparent colors mixed in there to match with them, and yeah.
It looks really good, dude. I really like this. Gaz, you need to make some of those for your army.
Now I just need to build speeders for all 43 of my M-Tron and 25 of my Blacktron ones.
Very, very cool. This is the rover that TJ kindly picked up for me in Chicago. And yeah, so this is basically, I don't know if you've ever looked at any of this sort of stuff before, Zach. This is Brickmania's take on Lego Space. It's actual Lego, but kind of reimagined. And this year they brought out the rover, which is a jolly good set.
That's awesome. I have a feeling that Bricksplorium is going to grab me by the arm and take me to Brickmania this year in 2025
you got to meet him, dude. He's a top guy. He really is. Bricksplorium, there he is. So cool. TJ Naren, Octane 1.
Octane would be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. TJ, it's a brilliant idea.
It's just gonna be a bunch of space speeders flying around. Yeah,
I think they're good. You could do like a reimagined Star Wars one as well. You know, for the speeder bikes. If anyone can do it, you can, my friend. 25 years. Brickmania is 25 years old this year and still building, which is nice to see. But yeah, and there we go. The special printed piece there, which looks really exciting. Yeah, really, really cool. And look at the ray gun, guys. How cool is that ray gun?
Cool.
I think the facial expression's better than the ray gun.
Yeah, he does look a bit evil, doesn't he? He's like a bit evil.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Get one of those.
He's a bit sarky looking, isn't he? Love it.
Looks a bit like a new Coca-Cola gun, actually.
Yeah. Good point. I like that. I like it. This is that set you were talking about earlier on.
Yeah, this is the Dragonian Storm Village. So send the picture,
Yeah, like that. I like that. Who sent me this? Trevor. Oh, yeah, that was it. Because Trevor, we were talking about cases today. Oh, my God. I've spent, I can't believe it. With all the discounts going on at Wicked Bricks, I not only went up and grabbed myself some Wicked Bricks cases, but it's kind of minifigure shelves, or what do they call them? They've got a particular name for them. I forget what it is. But anyway, I ordered some more Wicked Brick stuff today because they've got a sale on at the moment. That's pretty cool. This looks really nice.
And they meant to do like UV protection in them as well, or something, aren't they?
Oh, maybe they have actually.
Which is quite useful.
But yeah, no, I spent a pretty penny today on Wicked Bricks' website. Like I say, folks, I'm not really into the cases or anything like that. I love the stands, but they've got a sale on at the moment. Everything's kind of 10, 20% or so. So yeah, definitely check them out. And I think that is all it. That is all the pictures for this week. So as always, folks, thank you for sending them through to me. Totally appreciate it. This is my favourite one. I do like this one. And yes, it's a mess. Oh, look at that. It's got an energy drink there. I like that. Ian, just out of curiosity, what would you the mess of the room, what would you give it in comparison to yours?
If it's more than -3, I'm going to be really...
I mean, I can't tell whether that door closes or not is the problem. So I might get a bonus point for the door being able to close. I mean, we can't really see the floor, so it'd be unfair to judge, wouldn't it?
I know it's got potential of being a -3, but we'll maybe zero it out just to be.
I think the floor is immaculate, and all of the mess
really
on the table.
Is that
I could do that. I could put the mess on the tables.
Okay, let's see. You've got to try harder. Carrie, there's always 2025. That could be your.
Yeah, I'm aiming for -20 next year.
Oh, there we go.
-20.
Got to keep the dream alive, Carrie. Got to keep the dream alive. But anyway, folks, as always, thank you for all your pictures. Super appreciate that, like always. So that was this week's Lego Pick. There we go. Right. Okay. So let's go around the panel then and find out what we're going to be doing in the next week or so. Let's start off with TJ, actually. TJ, we're coming up to the new year. Are you actually going to be doing anything before the new year? On the new year?
So not on my channel, but on the Clicking Bricks channel with Amberla and I, we will be covering January releases, however many of those are, so many, a lot. It's going to be a lot. We're going to do that tomorrow, Saturday, the 28th. And we're planning for an afternoon stream time, so make sure to tune in to find out about all the releases we're going to be covering and what Amberla and I think about them and what we're planning to get.
Yeah.
And and then I will have for myself my normal stream time on Monday night. I don't know what I'll be building. We'll find out. Probably something space related, because that's my backlog now.
Yeah, I was going to say that pretty much is your thing now, isn't it?
I have 3 sets that aren't space related in my backlog.
Okay. Which is what? I'm curious. Which is what? Is Ninjago, and Ninjago?
One's Ninjago, one's Star Wars, and one's Sonic.
Okay. I like Sonic. A lot of people are giving a lot of love to Sonic. Gaz certainly loves the Sonic. All right, good stuff, TJ. Nice one. Look forward to that. What about you, Christopher? I see you're getting back on the bandwagon of creating some content. Yeah. Are you going to continue that for 2025?
Oh yeah, I have a huge backlog of topics and things I need to do. I have a whole series of dad jokes that I'm working on that are Harry Potter themed that I need to get through. And I get, there's that Ninjago City post I was telling you about, Greg, that I need to do. First and foremost, I need to finish up the Ninjago Temple of Celebrations, parts 2, 3, 4, and however many more it takes to showcase that, which is, by the way, an absolutely fascinating set. And there's so many cool things in it. And they actually, I don't know this, the Builder app has like animations and everything in it for each of the books in the series, which I thought was kind of crazy that they did these really cool animations for a set that had such a small scope in terms of reach. So it's fascinating. Just really enjoying the all the little hidden gems in it. So I want to show that. Well, actually,
I did a set the other day using the animations and the app, and it was quite good. I really enjoyed it. That's how I built the Bricklink.
I only use the Builder app typically, mostly because my eyes don't work that great anymore, and so it's a lot easier to see in the app. But like, there actually is like animation. Like, not only can you through it, but they actually made these little cool like of the set interacting with the figures running around and like. Which I could see doing for a mass market set, but for something so small that was just for employees, they went all out for it, which I think is crazy. And what's also interesting about that set is you can't find it on lego.com or on the Builder app unless you scan the QR code that comes on the printed piece in the book, and then it opens it up for you, which is crazy. But then they also said that the designers who built it they didn't use any exclusive parts or minifigs, although there are exclusive minifigs, but the parts for those minifigs could be built from other places, or any stickers. So for the fans who wanted to build that temple, they would be able to do it. So I'm very much excited about that because it's all been filming for the last like 2 or 3 days. So I want to get all that out and then get back to more of the humor, because I really enjoy the really stupid stuff that I do, but that's
an interesting combination. If the instructions can only be opened if you have the set, but theoretically everyone could build it.
Right. Yeah.
But you cannot make access the.
I know.
Why
a
go
catch
to the
22, right?
links? Right.
I know. And I was like, I stopped short of actually showing the QR code because I was just like, I don't want to be the guy that like Lego's mad at that I like exposed the QR code to the world. But I'm sure it's out there. But it's it's a fascinating set.
Yeah, of course, it must be. It must be the way that they does it. Yeah, I'm just thinking how I did it with that, because the Bricklink Designer Program doesn't come with any instructions. They just give you the QR code, and you can use the PDF version, or of course you can use a slightly more animated version. I love the fact that you can then twist it around. So if you're not quite sure, you can turn it around. I find that so useful.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, there was a set that I was building one time, and it was like almost like a bird's eye view, and I couldn't tell what the piece was, so I put a piece that looked like it in there, and then later on I'm like, they left a piece out, and I was like, I could not figure out like where this one was, and then I rolled it all the way back, and I was like, oh, I get it now. It was not that piece, but on a bird's eye you couldn't tell. So yeah, I love the Builder app. I get there's a lot of hate for the Builder app. Like I made a comment on one of Brickmaster Harry's posts, and because he was talking about the how you do the instructions. Like, do you put the instructions close to you and then you build in front of that, or do you build in front of you and put the instructions? And I'm like, I use the Builder app. Like everybody in the comments section was like blasphemy, and I'm like, look, it's remember I don't even know if they still do this, but the 18 plus sets used to be on a black background.
Yeah.
And that was even harder to see. And you can't distinguish the colors as easily either. Like translucent orange, translucent red.
Yeah. The worst one was the crocodile locomotive. Because that was brown. Nearly all of it was brown pieces. And on a black background, the instructions were just unusable.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I love it. Yes, there we go. BKM Slam, or Slam BKM. I only use the Builder app, spinning accurate colors.
I do find, so I use the Builder app occasionally. We often do it
build together.
The build together mode, where you've got a set that isn't obvious how you split it. I find that typically, during a stream where we're building for about 3 hours, the app will crash 2 or 3 times, which is annoying. But apart from crashes, it seems to be quite good. I still find the weird, like, it's more when you're following the PDF and it gives you the little scale diagram to tell you which axle piece you're looking for.
It's not to scale because you're not.
No, that's true.
Yeah, my phone's a different size to Carrie's, so therefore we need different size axles, apparently.
I said that is a bit odd. That's where you kind of the paper instructions would be good.
Something that I found annoying was that I downloaded the app once, and afterwards I had it on my phone. And once I had it on my phone, whenever I scanned the instructions to get my 20 points, insider points, it directly led me to the app. And in the app, first I had to do math in order to prove that I'm not a child, but really the owner of the account. And I thought, that's the weirdest kind of proof that I'm an adult. First, you do the math, prove that you can do the math, then you get the points each and every time.
What's a math test?
Yeah.
Must think kids can't do maths or something. Jeez. Or don't know how to use a calculator. Actually, do they even still use calculators these days? I don't know. Zach, what are you going to be up to in the next week or so? Are you doing anything before New Year's Eve? Are you going to be doing a bit of Z&B live?
No, I am. I'm on break until January 13th. Just kind of taking the end of the year to I don't know, refresh. And we just got back from we were in Disneyland for Christmas, and
He was, yeah.
So we're just kind of refreshing a little bit, and I've got some computer stuff I'm just trying to work out for the stream and whatnot, and just kind of reconfiguring some things like that. Once we get back, I'm gonna jump into, we got a whole Indiana Jones thing planned. Gonna build the sets during the day, then play the new game at night, and all in Indiana Jones full wardrobe and stuff. So we'll
nice.
it's gonna be fun. But been kind of, I knew I was saving those Indiana Jones sets for a reason. I just didn't know what. And then all of a sudden Fate stepped in and said, nope, this is what you do. The new game's coming out, you build the sets, you play the game. That's what we're gonna do.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a great idea. Nice one, Zach. All right, look forward to that. So you'll be back in action sort of second week of January. Nicole, are you gonna be continuing on the Barador stream?
Yes, Martin, Madlib, and we are going to finish Baradur. And then between the years, I'm going to end the year and start the year with the family reunion set.
Nice.
Chinese New Year set of theoretically this year. It will end my year and lead me into the next year. I have 2 of them, and I will close it up.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. How many more streams have you got left to do for Barador?
Our expectation is 1, because now it's the top, and the higher you get, the smaller it gets. So
okay, so
we
one more
assume
stream.
1.
That's one more stream.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, look forward to that. TJ, we've already been to you. Found out what you're going to be up to. Looking forward to all that. It's slightly reconfigured. What about you guys? What have you got left for the new year? We're going to be building, along with Nicole, the Tudor Corner early in the new year, second Saturday. Are you doing anything? Is Mockhead back in the first week of January?
I think maybe. I can't remember what I said I was going to do, because I've just completely been focused on one thing. So I'm like, oh, what am I? The only reason I knew what day it was is because London Corner was on. I was like, right, it's Friday. Right, okay, I know where I am now. Yeah, I'll just say stay tuned, because I can't remember, and I'll have it written down somewhere.
I like that. I like the commitment or the non-committal. Yeah, stay tuned
somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere on a spreadsheet, and Gaz loves a spreadsheet.
Oh, I really do.
Oh, good stuff, Gaz.
Conditional formatting. Can't go on with conditional formatting.
Oh, conditional formatting. Now you're talking. Getting very excited now, Gaz. Yeah. Good stuff, mate. All right. Well, anyway, I look forward to whenever you kind of can be kind of bothered to start again in the new year. Wherever your spreadsheets is. I'm only joking. I look forward to it. And I'm glad you continued it on as well, mate. It's really good. Just out of curiosity, how are you getting on with the mock for Bricktastic? Is it all done and dusted?
No, I haven't been able to get anywhere near it last week. I was like, I think I've got some of it's there. Some of it's maybe over there. And I've got some in another room. So, yeah, it's here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, KO's just reminded us as well. Next Wednesday, when you normally stream, is New Year's Day. So very exciting.
I might have something on for that. I might have something on.
Yeah, I know what I'll be doing. Literally 1 minute past midnight, I'll be buying the Tudor Corner, that's for sure, online. First time in years, I've never gone to the Lego store.
I'll prepare for a website to crash then.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, 100 plus sets. That website's going to be toast.
Oh, dude, yeah, there is that, actually. I was thinking maybe it won't, and then, the 100 sets or so. Start the year as we mean to go on. Brickbods, nearly the end of the year. Been, as always, another year being on London Calling with you guys, because we did go 3 years now. This is the 3rd year in a row. You guys going to be doing your stream on Sunday, usual time?
If we remember it's Sunday, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Someone remind us. That would be great.
It's weird, isn't it? No one knows where we're at.
I don't know what our plans are. We probably should tidy the room.
It's going to be a quiz, isn't it? It's going to be a quiz. You know,
we've already done a quiz. So
what about top sets of 2024? I haven't heard no one do that yet this year.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to do something.
We'll find something to do. Yeah.
Does anyone ever get the impression the UKers are very laid back when it comes to streaming? I think Zach's probably thinking, I mean, these lot like literally laid down doing their.
I'm getting online right now, buying tickets to move there. You all are that kind of people.
Honestly, you could get to Southampton. They're well chilled out down there. They are. Yeah. But yeah, no, nice one, guys. All right, well, cool. Coming up from me this week, I'm going to be moving around this room and Studio One as well. So
do you need a hand?
I know, guys, I could totally do with a hand actually, but. There we go. What can I say? It'd be job done rates as well, guys. None of this hourly rate malarkey that you're into. But yeah, all I want to say is, of course, as always, thank you for the panel for being here tonight. The Brickbods, the Minifig Who, Zach on your debut. It wasn't too scary for you, Zach, was it? It's kind of like, you're well seasoned, man.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. I like it. Good stuff. Lady McWick, good to see you as well. Titanium J, and of course, clickbrickworks, aka Christoper. Now, today's survey was, would you like to see Lego have the license for the Star Trek IP? 55% of you said yes, 85 votes. Thank you for that. Not my thing, 29%, but undecided, 15. But yeah, I think more people than not would definitely like to see a Star Trek IP. Maybe we'll, Nicole, next time you're on, which I think is next week, maybe we'll take a look at Blue Bricks then, and chat about what we got on January the 1st, because there's going to be a lot of chit chat about that, that's for sure. Otherwise, folks, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you out there as well, the likes of Pabu, the Bricks Larrikin, who was tuned in super early from Australia. Cooperman was out there as well, Fooding with Bricks, Brick Jedi, Bricksoplorium, Trevor, great to see you out there, it really was. Liz, as always, was there, along with Mayo Hosco, who kind of came and went. Brandon Smith was out there, as well as AZ Pinoy, Coaster Bricks, Minark, Bonnie Bricks, and, of course, Lego Team B, to name but a few, and of course Martin and 2K False. And if you take one thing away from this stream, folks, just take this away, that Lego, it really is a wonderful thing. And each and every one of you are too. Have a very, very happy new year, folks. And as always, the lot of us, from the Brickbods to Minifig Who to Zach to Lady McBrick, Titanium J to Christopher, we'll all see you very, very soon. Happy New Year, everyone. Catch you later. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.